Milosh, how's it going, man? How you doing? Bullseye, I'm sorry, bud. This is generally my normal time, but I woke up really early this morning because I fell asleep at like 8:30 my time. So I was like, ah, fuck it, I'm up. Might as well do something. Devil, how's it going, man? Can't carry on world today? Like, you didn't get it, or are you busy doing something? Queen, thanks for popping by. How you doing? It's alright. I think I'm pretty close to the Wordle. I started doing it in the morning stream, and then I kind of let it go because we were approaching time, so I think I'm close. Theta Clips, I don't believe I've seen you here before. How you doing? Can't carry it. Oh no, I didn't finish it, Devil. I kind of left it midway. So RAM L. So it's from fuck. Oh, I'm so cooked. Okay, never mind. I might actually need your help. Fuck. Oh, we're so cooked. By the way, how's the audio? It should be fine, I think. Queen, you must read faster to beat her. I don't think I can. I don't think I can, Bullseye. She's too far ahead at this point. The thing is, I can't log into my main ID, so I'm just using this for now. No worries. What is your main ID? Do it. Yeah, I definitely can't catch up to Queen, dude. She's like closing in on 700, I think. Fucking Christ. I'm not even at 400 yet. This is cooked. I mean, I'll be at 400 by the end of today, but still, that's a lot. Okay. Okay. You still won't know since it's my first time in stream. Oh, I see. Okay. So not that. No. So L is the second letter. Okay. So X L A M R Lammer. Thank you, Devil. Dr. Z, how's it going? Alright, give me 2 seconds. We'll just quickly fuck up connections and then we'll get started, okay? You caught up to easy. Oh, I'll catch up to easy. That one I can definitely do. Queen is a separate thing. She's too far ahead. I can't. She's too powerful. Who is trash. Laptop, desktop, tablet. Yeah, it's Faraz. Yes, I don't. Yes, I don't. Bar, block, deny, refuse. Nice. Trash patch. Pitches happens relevant. Trash music compact. I would join them all. Yeah, I tried to. The thing is, Easy is on the West Coast, so he's a couple hours. What was the last thing that happened last stream? We got some hints on who the kid is that Dr. Aaron, I think, was doing an operation on, who kind of cursed him. That kid with the tarot cards and stuff. We have some rough idea of who, like that he is probably from a powerful family because the doctor got like a nightmare from him. Other than that, yeah, I don't think anything. Yeah, I think that was probably the last thing you missed, Nagato. All right, okay, sorry. Let me. Okay. What the fuck does a waffle iron? Okay, desktop, tablet, laptop, compact. I don't know. Fuck. Oh yeah. Wiz's theory is that the kid. Yeah, I think he might be of the indigenous family, because at least in my mind, the tarot cards are like synonymous with a seer. Maybe just because of the waffle irons, cream, spray. Oh, to make waffles. Okay, you know what? We'll do it a little bit later. Let me get started right now. Fuck it. 387. All right. Oh, that's too long a word. Fuck. That's interesting phrasing. Assuming that's not a mistranslation, which it might be, I want to be clear, but the title, the uniqueness of a spirit world, it doesn't say the spirit world, it says a spirit world, the implication of which is there are several. That's interesting. Okay. Aaron was relieved by Klein's explanation and reassurance, and he prepared to observe for a few more days to see if there was any more nightmares such as this. After sending the famous surgeon out the door with a smile, Klein's expression suddenly became solemn, as if he was thinking about something. There was no problem with his interpretation of the dream. With the pitch-black steeple, the walls and doors that blocked the path, and the giant silver snake, they were all symbolic that Will Ossepton was in a situation where he was threatened by something that symbolized the child's fear and helplessness, as well as his attempts to hide behind layers of protection. Behind the problem was that this was unlikely to be a revelation of Dr. Aaron's spirituality had received on its own. Otherwise, he wouldn't have had such a dream only until last night, or when he found the paper crane. A similar development should have taken place long before Will was discharged, back when his spirituality unconsciously became aware of a particularly strange development, allowing him to have similar experiences as he had just now. Therefore, Klein suspected that the medium which instilled the dream into Dr. Aaron was the paper crane. Klein activated the spirit vision to carefully observe the handicraft. Of course, he didn't find any spiritual brilliance. However, his spiritual perception and intuition told him there was something strange about this piece of origami. Certain magical aspects that might involve the most illusory, most difficult to comprehend, and most worthy of fear and reverence. Fate. See, like, seers in my mind are so entangled with fate, because a seer is someone who can see the threads of fate, so to speak. No, there's just one spirit world? Oh, okay. Just a mistranslation? Okay, dope. That child, called Will Ossepton, isn't simple. It seems like the most amazing thing wasn't the tarot card, but rather he himself. The giant silver snake is symbolic of danger, and this matter is related to bad luck. Alright, thanks for popping by, Thunder. I appreciate it, buddy. It seems the silver snake is symbolic of danger, and this matter is related to bad luck, good luck, and other elements. I thought, technically... Wait, Dr. Z, he didn't say that it didn't involve fate. I thought he said it wasn't primarily about fate, no? Yes, I do remember that he said Monster was the one most, entangled with fate. I guess he could be, I guess a giant fucking silver snake is, definitely... Giant silver snake is definitely, a monster, so, I mean, maybe. The giant silver snake is symbolic of danger, and this matter is related to bad luck, good luck, and other elements. Could it be that it represents Snake of Mercury, sequence 1 of the monster pathway? Client's thoughts wandered, but he couldn't be certain of anything. Oh, shit. Sorry. Thanks, Milosh. Sequence 1, Snake of Mercury. I know I've seen that name before, but do I know that it's sequence 1? Let me just check really quickly. Yes, I do. Okay, dope. Okay. He turned to question the problem of how the dream was instilled. With Klein's accomplishments in mysticism, this wasn't something too complicated or difficult to understand. He quickly came up with an idea. The first thing to do was to rule out the influence of specters and wraiths, which could have stained Dr. Aaron's aura with a blackish-green color of varying degrees, and I didn't see any sign of that. There are two main ways of instilling information without causing the owner of the dream to appear abnormal. One is to use the beyonder power of a nightmare like the captain. The objective is met through guidance and it wouldn't involve the culprit. However, traces would similarly be left. The second is more ingenious and advanced. The principle of a dreamland is that astral projection traveling through the spirit world and the details that one would normally unwittingly notice. Under external stimulation would turn into symbolic revelation. Or they could obtain some enlightenment directly to themselves from external sources. Then their soul bodies and subsequent spirit bodies would be informed of this. Because the owner of the body was in a deep state of sleep, it would appear in the form of a dream. Hold on. Does that basically just mean that, like, someone's spirit would travel through the spirit world, grant some knowledge to the other person's spirit who's asleep, and because they're asleep, that knowledge would appear in the form of a dream, basically? So the second way is to instill into the spirit world. First, use some magical method to create the revelation that one will need, and naturally let the target's astral projection obtain and feedback the information while roaming the spirit world. That way, the target will be able to appear off the scene that others would want them to dream of, and there would be no superficial traces. This is something that even I'm currently unable to do, even if it's a spirit body that's able to partially wield some of its power above the grey fog. But ordinary people can understand the knowledge they have gathered in the dream? Oh, like they just get the dream, they don't understand what the symbolic representation means and stuff without having like beyonder powers and stuff and like understanding of mysticism, and that'll be mixed up by their normal dreams. I see. Klein paused for a moment, then added another possibility. A seed was planted into Dr. Aaron's subconscious through the paper crane, and once he found it, he would have the corresponding dream. That's easy to confirm. As long as I use mediumship on Dr. Aaron, I should be able to find traces of it. However, it would be unfriendly to use mediumship on him. I'm talking about Will Ossepton, Theta. If it was an acceptable level, he would sneak into... Wait, no. What the fuck? Where am I? However, normally it would be unfriendly to use mediumship on him. Oh, should I borrow the mental terror candle from Father Utravsky? No, the one who recognized me was that vampire, the zealous doll lover, Emmeline White, not the muscular giant like Father Utravsky. Klein reined in his thoughts and considered his subsequent actions. He decided that he would wait until he went above the Great Fog to divine the level of danger. If it was an acceptable level, he would sneak into Dr. Aaron's house tonight, use the dream charm and other methods to secretly observe, and see if the source of the dreamland was a result of direct guidance or indirect fabrication. However, with Klein's strength and level, it would be difficult to find traces of the latter, even he himself didn't have much confidence. This didn't mean that his astral projection could travel the same spirit world as Dr. Aaron's astral projection. By sitting next to him and entering cogitation, that required a sufficient level of locking on to do so. Could travel... Wait, hold on. See, this is what I mean. If I go to here and it says... this doesn't mean that his astral projection could travel the same spirit world as Dr. Aaron's astral projection. The same spirit world. Does that mean there are two spirit worlds, or is this referring to that whole thing we had of like, hey, like, you know, there's like the ocean and then there's like everyone's islands. Is it referring to that? Like, this might be Dr. Aaron's islands and Klein might be in his own island and unable to traverse across? Is that basically what it's referring to? Oh, the same area of the spirit world. So like, even if they... Oh, I see. So like spirit world, fucking physical world. So even if in the real world they're right beside each other, in this astral world they might be like on other sides of the planet, basically. The spirit world is the sky that connects all islands. Oh, cool. Spirit world is the same. It's just different parts. Okay, it's just different parts. Dope. You're wrong. Oh. According to the description in the Book of Secrets, the existence of the spirit world was quite magical. It completely overlapped with the real world, so everyone could obtain revelations from the spirit world at any time. However, the spirit world didn't distinguish between directions, the past, the present, or the future. It could even intersect there. It was like infinite knowledge, information, and illusions were spiritually gathered and compressed into a strange sea. It was a world different than one would imagine, according to usual concepts or logic. As a result of this, the revelation that one received from the spirit world would be a variety of symbols, not direct answers. And precisely because of this, every astral projection experience of traveling into the spirit world was not related to their physical location and time. It was also dependent on the current state of the body and mind. Without locking onto the corresponding location, and it made it impossible to lock onto and find a person's astral projection in the spirit world, even if one was physically next to them. Ah. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna just copy-paste that, because that feels like it's really important lore dump. I'm gonna just toss that in really quickly. I'm at like 350. Oh, well, then you'll catch up to mine in no time, because like 50 chapters ahead, that's like eight or 9 streams. You should be caught up pretty quickly. This was also the reason why the astral projection's movement in the spirit world was limited, and one doesn't dare venture too deep. If once it got lost and unable to return to its body, its owner would become a vegetable. I'm not reading that. Yeah. It was even more difficult to use the spirit world as a springboard for transference. If one wasn't careful, then they would lose their way and be unable to, and never be able to return to the real world until they rot to death. Klein exhaled, temporarily throwing the question to the back of his mind. He took out his pocket watch. Lyola, how's it going? We call that word the Kami word? Wait, does Kami use that word a lot? Why? He took out his pocket watch and looked at the time. He realized that he'd been thinking too long, that his breakfast has already turned cold, and that the fact that reporter Mike hadn't arrived yet meant that the commission was likely to be delayed to tomorrow. In the spirit of not wasting anything, Klein finished the rest of his meal and went above the grey fog to make a divination. He was surprised to find there was no revelation indicating danger at all. Alright, sounds good, username. His initial... Is this the rumored guy? After doing all this, the appointed time had passed. Without any hesitation, he changed into a heavy jacket, put on his cap, grabbed his vocabulary book, and left 15 Minsk Street. His initial plan was to accompany Mike Joseph to Eastborough for an interview and to find an opportunity to hint at Old Kohler to not mention his parents or of helping... No, oh my god, to not mention his promise of helping Liv to find her daughter. As for Liv's family, he let Old Kohler do the reminding. And now, after Mike had pushed back the interview by a day, Klein was even more at ease, no longer worried about any mishaps or mistakes. With the address mentioned by Old Kohler, and according to the revelation from divination, Klein entered the depths of the East Borough, and under the watchful, wary, numb, or greedy gaze of the crowds, he found the room on the 3rd floor. There were 2 bunk beds there, and there were also some old and worn bedding on the floor. Every empty space was connected by sundries. Sundries? Sundries? What is this? Sundry. Okay. Klein looked directly at the bottom bunk of the innermost bunk and called out, "Old Kohler!" With a swoosh, Old Kohler sat up and leaned towards the door in a pleasant surprise. "You really came. After sending you that letter yesterday, I already guessed you would come today, so I didn't go to the dock. I've been waiting at home all this time." "Well, I don't have to think about how to fabricate a lie about why I came straight to find you." "Old Kohler, with your current income, and you can definitely rent a better room and move to a better place. Why did you only change your bed from the floor to the bunk bed?" "Most of the money is for gathering information for you. I'm no longer young. I need to save some money for the future when my health wanes." Klein was silent before saying, "You can consider buying some insurance, such as single elderly aid policy. They can give you the money that you need to at least fill your stomach and a room for you to sleep in every week when you're really old." The insurance industry of this world had sprouted in the 4th epoch. After being promoted by Emperor Roselle, it had matured quite a bit. There were quite a various kinds of insurances, such as maritime trade, fire insurance, injury insurance, long-term care, and so on. They were mostly targeted at the rich and the middle class. "I know. When I was a worker, I paid a premium of 3 pence a week, but after I lost my income..." His biggest problem was that his income was unstable, and he wondered when the money he would receive from the detective would be cut off. Klein couldn't promise anything either. He pointed outside and said, "Let's go to Liv's house and return the book." After leaving the room, Klein casually mentioned, "What a joke. I was thinking about doing some volunteer work the day before yesterday and volunteered to help find Daisy. But she ended up being back at the police yesterday. Please, don't mention it again. I don't want to be laughed at." "All right," Old Kohler agreed, before saying, "No one would laugh at your kindness." After walking through the dirty streets, they arrived at Liv's house. Klein saw the girl who had just been rescued was ironing again, and he saw the clothes that were hanging down and dripping with water, just as before. He was momentarily at a loss for what to say. After a while, he said, "Daisy, your vocabulary book." Daisy's eyes lit up when but she was too busy to leave. After busying herself for quite a while, she stopped working and went to the door to thank him profusely. After Liv and Freya had also put down their work and come over to express their gratitude, Klein repeated what he had said to Old Kohler. After receiving positive responses, he took out £2 worth of change that he had prepared to hand to Liv. There will be a reporter coming to interview Daisy tomorrow. This is the advance on the payment he'll be giving. But don't mention it to him. Otherwise, things will become complicated. Maybe he'll give you more tomorrow, but not that much. No, I'm willing to expose that guy's evil deeds. I don't want any money. Daisy shook her head. Klein let out a soft chuckle. This is a rule. You can't break rules, understand? Take it. Your belief is right. It's only if Daisy and Freya learn more words and learn more things will you all be able to escape from this situation. He was going to suggest that Liv's family move to the edge of the East Borough. Customers who could afford to hire others to do their laundry wouldn't leave it in the East Borough. But in the end, he didn't mention it. He had intended to provide them with more help, but he restrained himself. There were thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, or even millions of people like Liv and her family in the East Borough. Even if one was a wealthy banker who wanted to help them, they wouldn't be able to make a splash. Besides, this was just the East Borough. There's still the entirety of Backland and the Lone Kingdom. Thank you. And help me thank the reporter for me. Liv was silent for a moment before taking the money. Klein didn't stay for long. He quickly left as if there was a ghost that would devour his soul. After walking outside with old Kohler, he turned around and said, "There are no supreme saviors." Jeez, that was heavy. 388. Exploring the Dreamland. What? Old Kohler asked, not hearing him properly. Klein looked at the potholed road in front of him and said, "Nothing. I hope Liv's family can get out of this situation and live better." He had indeed voiced his thoughts, being one of the inheritors of the foodaholic empire's new era. It was perfectly normal for him to think of revolution, to mobilize the masses, to change the world. However, when he thought of the details, he felt that he couldn't save himself just by relying on the poor. This was because Beyonder forces existed in this world. Furthermore, they were relatively supernatural and couldn't be resolved by firearms. For instance, Sequence 5 of the Mutant Pathway. Mutant Pathway Sequence 5? What? Mutant Wraith, I see. That was just one aspect of things. Another was that due to the law of Beyonder characteristics conservation, due to the limited access of ingredients, Beyonder forces couldn't be commonplace, making it difficult to convert the advantage of numbers into effective combat power. Even if it could be spread, as long as the problem of losing control wasn't resolved, then it would bring about disaster. If there wasn't any high sequence Beyonders, there would be ways to deal with all of this to a certain extent. But in the real world, not only were there demigods, they were also sealed artifacts that could kill people without them even knowing how they died. Besides, deities are real and they stood high and lofty. In this way, the poor would use strikes and streets to protests to fight back. However, once they took up weapons and established an army, they would be met with an unstoppable counterattack. It was impossible for large-scale natural disasters to occur, It wasn't impossible for large-scale natural disasters to occur, one that would affect people psychologically. The only ones that were on par with the official Beyonder organizations were mostly secret organizations, typically related to evil forces, so by joining hands with them, death might not even be the most tragic outcome. Therefore, to embark on the path of revolution, the most hopeful road to success was to get the support of one or more of the churches. How many concessions could be obtained through simple strikes and street protest while still meeting the vested interests of those involved? Bribery would be much easier. Isn't that sequence 8 of the lawyer pathway briber? However, the incident regarding the true creator who almost made use of the miserable situation of the poor to descend upon Backland had seemed to stir the Church of Evernight and the nobles who were aware of the situation. I can see from the investigation mission that Mike had accepted information provided by Miss Justice. Klein's thoughts lingered on the East Borough, the dock area, and the factory district. In the end, he couldn't help but let out a sigh in his heart. After all these ideas, it seems that only the threat of an evil god's descent can improve the poor's situation. But the evil god are also the ones who can't wait to draw on their flesh and blood, existences that devour their souls, the most likely to bring disaster. What wonderful irony. In Empress Borough, the opulent villa of Earl Hall. God, what day is it? I'm so curious what happens at the next Tarot Club gathering. Sorry, it's getting hot as fuck in my room. As Dr. Escalante had upcoming matters she had to attend to, Audrey had brought forward her second psychology lesson for the week. Susie, more excited than she was, had long rushed into the study, even leaving the ball game she usually loved to play the most. Audrey purposefully displayed her curiosity during the lesson, occasionally asking Escalante about psychology related to mysticism. At the end of the lesson, Escalante finally spoke up after some deliberation. Miss Audrey, we've organized a seminar on the subject. Many members have specialized in the intersecting fields of psychology and mysticism. Are you interested in joining? Of course, Audrey nodded. Audrey nodded and answered without the slightest hesitation. It perfectly matched her predetermined, innocent, and curious personality. Escalante smiled. Remember to keep this a secret. You know that your elders have a strong prejudice against the study of mysticism. I'll bring you there for the next lesson. No problem. Audrey replied. After sending off Escalante, whose hair reached her waist, out the study, she closed the door behind her, faced the mirror by the bookcase, and remained silent for 2 seconds. Following that, she lifted up her skirt, took a step, and did a swirl. Audrey, you're great, she said, looking at her mirror. Audrey knew that she had taken the first step to entering the Psychology Alchemists. Although the seminar was most likely an outer circle, there would definitely be a lot of tests to follow, and this really made her open the door to the Psychology Alchemists. In the process, she didn't borrow strength from the outside world, but instead solely relied on her observation and performance to perfectly hide it from the psychiatrist, Dr. Escalante. Therefore, she was very proud of herself. That seminar sounds interesting. Susie leaned over. Audrey, can I join? Join? I can't do that at the moment, Susie. You're too conspicuous. At this moment, she changed the topic of their conversation and said with a slight smile, but I can bring you along. On Saturday night, taking his master key and his black cane, Klein walked out of his house without the ladder, thinking he wouldn't be able to return today. He was going to find Dr. Aaron, enter his dream, and find out the nightmare regarding Will Ossepton. As for where Dr. Aaron lived, he had already found out yesterday. 3 Birmingham Road, Hillstonborough. Hillstonborough. That's a pretty expensive borough, right? I feel like that's more on the richer... Oh, well, I guess he's a fucking doctor or a surgeon. That makes sense. By the time Klein arrived, it was past 11 o'clock and the neighborhood was dark and silent. After tossing a coin and performing a divination, Klein passed through the outer bars, walked to the side of the road, and used the master key to open an invisible passage through the wall into the dark corridor. With his agile steps, he quickly went to the second floor and hid in an empty guest room. It was clear that Dr. Aaron and his wife were asleep. Klein entered their bedroom through the wall. The first thing he did was take out a slumber charm and mutter the incantation, making Dr. Aaron's wife really fall asleep, preventing her from suddenly waking up and disturbing what he would subsequently do to her husband. That is not the right way to phrase that, Jesus. What he would subsequently do to her sleeping husband is a crazy way to phrase that. Then Klein sat down in front of the dresser, held the dream charm in his hand, and whispered, "Crimson in ancient Hermes." As soon as he finished saying that, he felt the charm in his palm become light, as though it had become a weightless illusion. As his spirituality poured in, a transparent flame wrapped around the charm, burning a deep and serene black. Driven by Klein's will, this blackness spread out, enveloping both Dr. Aaron and himself. Klein quickly entered a state of cogitation and saw the endless darkness in single oval-shaped light. His spirituality extended out and he touched the illusory and hazy object. The world around him quickly turned upside down and twisted, and Klein found himself on a barren plain with pitch-black stones at his feet and not even a blade of grass. In the center of the plain stood a black steeple with a huge silver snake coiled around it, but it had its head reared up and its red eyes stared coldly in their direction. Barren plain, pitch black stones, not even a blade of grass. Am I crazy for thinking this feels like the City of Silver? Is that stupid? Unlike what Dr. Aaron had described, the silver serpent had no physical scales, and its body was covered in dense patterns and symbols, all connected to each other in what seemed like wheels. There were different symbols around each other. The new giant snake tail and head wheels were each halved, looking incongruous. As though they could kill a person with OCD, but Klein imagined that even if the silver snake could bite its own tail with its mouth, the wheel would never be complete. It wouldn't be disconnected, but there wouldn't be any more change. Here's what I'm thinking of. I guess it isn't quite, because this is a complete circle, but at least what it's describing sounds similar like this to me. It's, for fuck's sake. It sounds similar. It looks similar to like Ouroboros. Is that crazy? Easy said the same thing. That's hilarious. New theory? I don't think new theory, but I just Next to Klein, Dr. Aaron stared blankly ahead, moving closer and closer to the dark steeple. Now, I can confirm that no one is guiding Dr. Aaron. That excludes Nightmare Beyond her powers. He didn't stop Dr. Aaron, but followed him towards the black steeple. The two of them had only taken a few steps when their target had already appeared in front of them. The giant silver snake had its upper body bent down, as though it was considering how to enjoy a dessert that had been delivered to its mouth. With its mouth wide open, but there was no putrid smell coming from it. Its red eyes were cold and merciless, looking at everything. They were nothing more than prey. Yet, it didn't have the slightest hint of bloodlust or cruelty. In front of it, everything seemed puny and equal because of its insignificance. In the end, the serpent didn't attack. Klein followed Dr. Aaron through the old, rotting wooden door and into the darkness of the tower. As Aaron had told him, the layout was confusing and chaotic. The stairs spiraled up and down, and the halls and libraries of the room were normal, inverted, and some embedded in other parts. It was a building that couldn't possibly exist in the real world. After passing through the doors and the walls, Klein had no idea where he was in the Black Tower. Perhaps he reached the top, or perhaps the basement. In the rich darkness, he suddenly noticed a figure curled up in the corner in front of him. The figure, sensing Dr. Aaron's approach, scrambled to its feet, hopping on one leg. It was only when the figure came close did Klein clearly see him. He was dignified and strong, in his early teens, and an obvious expression of fear. He was about 1.4 meters tall, and his left calf was missing. It was obvious he was a child who had undergone surgery. Will Ossepton. In his hand was a deck of tarot cards. His pitch-black eyes were filled with surprise and joy, as well as fear and horror. "Dr. Aaron, a snake wants to eat me." Suddenly, he let out a blood-curdling cry as the image of a huge, mysterious silver snake reflected in his eyes. The tarot cards in his hand fell to the ground, leaving only one card tightly gripped in his palm. It was the Wheel of Fortune. The dream instantly shattered, and Klein found himself sitting in a chair in front of the dresser. Think of the snake as an Ouroboros that's not biting the tail just yet? Yeah, that makes sense. Ouroboros from Tamu. 389 Nighthawk. Ooh. Are we gonna get some Leonard stuff in this one, maybe? There's no other Nighthawks at this point that we really give a shit about. I mean, Madame Daly, I guess, but... And the fucking... The Sword of the... What the fuck was his name? Sword of the Goddess, was it? The crimson moon outside the window was obscured by the clouds. Its moonlight that penetrated through the curtains barely outlined the large objects in the bedroom. The darkness and intensity became the main theme of the room. Klein sat in such an environment and was in no hurry to leave. Goddess sword, Cresset Sesamir. Yes, the spelling I believe is wrong, but phonetically it's correct. Leonard is the character with the second most fan art, so I have a ton to send. Based. My favorite character hasn't popped up in a while, though. I do miss him. The crimson moon outside was obscured by the clouds. Its moonlight penetrated through the curtains, barely outlined the large objects in the room. The darkness and intensity became the main theme of the room. Glenn sat in such an environment and was in no hurry to leave. He looked at the sleeping Dr. Aaron and began to analyze the images he had seen. Will Ossepton held the Wheel of Fortune in his hand, and in such a dream, everything symbolizes something. Mr. Azek, indeed, Dr. Z. Very good. It's a revelation. It's a revelation obtained by one's astral projection. In other words, Will Ossepton's matter is related to fate. Furthermore, the giant silver snake might very well represent the snake of Mercury. This child might actually be related to a high sequence beyonder, be of the monster pathway or some sealed artifact. Does his danger stem from the snake of Mercury or the result of greed due to a strange sealed artifact? That's interesting, because he's a child, so that probably means he's not a very strong beyonder, but we were also told by Roselle that high sequence beyonders can choose how much of their powers to give to their kids, right? That like mid-sequence beyonders have to give pick some, give some of their beyonder characteristic to their kids, but it's like very low, and high sequence beyonders can at least give them a lot of power, and low sequence beyonders have the benefit of not passing on anything, so the kids can still choose their own pathways. I think that's what it was. I might have that off. So like, it would be the fucking worst if your parent is like a mid-sequence beyonder, because then you get dog shit powers, but you get something and now you're locked into that sequence. Whereas like if they're a low sequence beyonder, you can just pick whatever, and if they're a high sequence beyonder, you can be real fucking strong right from the start, right? Amon has the third most. Oh, interesting. I figured Klein was the first, but I did not expect Amon to be the third. But I mean, I also know fuck all about him right now, right? This matter doesn't seem to be that simple. There seems to be a huge matter behind it. At this thought, Klein had already decided to pull back completely. It's obviously a very dangerous matter. Oh, by the way, sorry, what's the timeline look like? How many years ago was Roselle, like, from here? Audrey's number 4, number 5 is a spoiler. 5's a spoiler? I mean, I get I'm only like 400 chapters in, but 400's a lot of fucking chapters, man. Fuck. Come on. $150. Okay, so it's not that much. Cause didn't I can't remember who. Fuck, that one fucking guy. The leader of the indigenous family or whatever. Wasn't he the one that said to Roselle, like, one of his kids would be really important in the Beyonder world or whatever? I was wondering if, like, I couldn't remember how long ago Roselle was, because, like, she could be really, it was like his oldest daughter, like Bernadette, right? Zaratul, yes, thank you. It was like his oldest daughter, I think Bernadette, I think was the number, or name, rather, number, Jesus. And they, but we don't, oh, okay, never mind. Oh yeah, Zaratul is not of the indigenous family, sorry, I forget, because they were in possession of the seer pathway, so that's why I get that confused. Apologies. So I'm like, I wonder if that girl is still alive or if she's dead, because it's been 150 years. I mean, I guess it matters how strong she is, because, but Azek isn't even top 10 with the most art. Oh, my fucking goat. Fuck off. Ugh, whatever. You know what? I love them all the same. Okay. It's obviously a very dangerous matter. Furthermore, the tarot card might not be a mystical item. What's special might very well be Will Ossepton himself. Yes, apart from him having nightmares. Yeah, exactly. Maybe she already fulfilled her purpose. Exactly. Yeah, it could be. I don't know. Sorry, I did see that before you deleted it. It's possible. Like 150 years is a long time, right? I don't know. She could be dead. She could also be alive, because high sequence beyonders are demigods and basically just don't fucking die unless another high sequence beyonder kills them. Or a sequence 0. Too bad most of them are spoilers. Okay. Yes. Okay. What's special might very well be Will Ossepton himself. Yes, apart from having nightmares, Dr. Aaron's troubles already seem settled. There's no need for me to get involved. To proactively to act on this and challenge the impossible is identical to suicide. Yes, I must follow what my heart tells me. Klein pushed the surface of the dressing table and his black-gloved right hand stood up. Having just entered the dream, he was completely convinced that Dr. Aaron's nightmare came from the revelation of that his astral projection had received in the real world, in the spirit world, and that the revelation deliberately created and was provided by a high-level existence. The paper crane was simply a tool for locating him. According to a chapter in the Book of Secrets, Klein could use the paper crane to find Dr. Aaron's astral projection in the spirit world and observe the source of the revelation, but he had already decided not to get involved. Stretching his body, Klein flipped through Dr. Aaron's leather wallet with the last of his curiosity, and he took out the paper crane. He placed the paper crane on the tip of his cane, held them simultaneously, and muttered to himself, Will Ossepton's location. After saying the sentence 7 times, a breeze flew in the room, bringing with it a cold feeling, as if it was blowing through one's soul. Klein let go of his right palm, and the cane stood firm before falling down with the paper cranes, pointing diagonally at the bed. There. Klein frowned and moved to another location. He repeated the divination and successfully received his feedback. The intersection point was of the two divinations was Dr. Aaron. Will Ossepton's position overlaps with that of Dr. Aaron. That's interesting, Klein said to himself. His curiosity was piqued to the extreme. Although he didn't intend to get involved in things. He wanted to know why there was no overlapping situation such as this. Why don't I bring the paper crane above the gray fog for the divination? If the gray fog's with the gray fog's obstruction, there won't be any accidents. Since it wasn't convenient for him to summon himself in Dr. Aaron's room, he decided to take the paper crane home first. Oh, don't get me wrong, Nagito. I'm well aware that Devil isn't a great mod, but yeah, he's just been a mod since like day one, so. Plus, he has never done anything egregious to warrant me taking them away either. It's like he's the most inoffensive of mods. He's there sometimes, and when he's there, he mods a little bit. Like no one. The good thing about Devil is he's a very non-divisive mod. Like Milosh, by his mere existence, is so divisive. Everyone that pops in the Discord goes, Milosh is a fucking mod here? What the fuck is happening? Ramiro is, of course, Ramiro, so he's just mod everywhere that Lord of the Mysteries is involved, so he's just that. He had actually long prepared for this. Before coming, Klein couldn't confirm the seriousness of the matter. Yes, you are now a guard. Yes, I will grant you that, yes. Klein couldn't confirm the seriousness of the matter. He had hoped to find Will Ossipton, seeing if he had the opportunity to obtain the tarot card. Therefore, he had prepared another paper crane to replace the real one. It made it easier for him to do all sorts of divination, and he could switch it back once the problem was resolved. As soon as he thought of it, he took the paper crane as prepared. He deliberately folded it above the gray fog, just in case Dr. Aaron had suddenly decided to hand everything over to everything related to Will Ossipton over to the Church of the Evernight, allowing his counterfeit to be divined. Taking into account the overall picture and the details would make things easier, Klein praised himself. With the help of the faint moonlight, he carefully compared Will Ossipton's paper crane to his to see if there were any clear differences. Upon comparing them, Klein felt silent. His handicraft skills weren't even comparable to that of a child. In fact, they're all paper cranes, so there shouldn't be much of a difference. Mine's only a little cruder. As long as Aaron hasn't studied the original one carefully, he wouldn't even be able to tell anything. Klein muttered to himself, took out a coin, and used a divination to make a confirmation. After receiving a revelation that confirmed this, he put the paper crane back into Aaron's wallet and returned it into the original position. He then took care of the scene, bringing Will Ossipton's paper crane along with him, and left 3 Birmingham Road. With the help of the dowsing rod, Klein successfully returned home. When he was taking a bath, he summoned himself and brought the paper crane above the master key, above the gray fog. Dude, what a ass. He's wasting water. Well, no, I guess he's taking a bath, not a shower, so I guess that's fine. Sitting in the quiet, empty palace, he picked up the paper crane and examined it carefully, but didn't do anything. Then, with a pen and paper, he wrote the same sentence as before, Will Ossipton's current location. This time, he switched to dream divination, as he was pleasantly surprised to see an image appear above the gray fog. It was a dark room. A strong, dignified Will Ossipton leaned back on the desk with the help of a chair by the window, and he looked at the scenery with his pitch-black eyes. He held a stack of tarot cards in each hand, and beside them there was a pile of wooden blocks. The wooden blocks formed a ring-shaped snake that connected itself from head to tail. The scene outside the window was just as dark, and there was a faint sound of flowing water. The dream ended here without a sound. Klein opened his eyes, tapped the edge of the long bronze table, and said to himself, that Ouroboros-like snake is indeed the snake of Mercury. That means it's the snake of Mercury which represents fate. There was a sound of running water outside the window. Does it mean he's close to the Tussock River? Previously, when I divined his location, it was the overlap with Dr. Aaron caused due to interference by fate? Seeing that divination above the grey fog could only be a revelation of this degree, Klein was no longer troubled by his curiosity. He barely interpreted the situation and planned to exchange the paper crane tomorrow night. He would then find an opportunity to guide Dr. Aaron and have him go to the Church of the Evernight to tell the bishop. It's best to leave such matters to the officials. After taking a leisurely bath, he didn't get busy and crawled into bed. After an unknown period of time, Klein suddenly realized he was clearly dreaming. He was in the living room, reading the Book of Secrets. This familiar feeling. He had turned his head to look at the door like he usually did. The door creaked open, and a figure in a grey coat walked in. He was about 30 years old, with a long, thin face and a broad forehead. "It's not the captain." Klein gave a self-deprecating laugh. He let out a silent breath and turned the Book of Secrets in one hand into a copy of Ladies' Aesthetic. What? He flipped through the magazine, casually greeting the newcomer. The man in the grey coat took off his hat and sat across from him, seemingly casually asking, "Aaron came to see you this morning. It really is a Nighthawk. A nightmare." Klein resisted the urge to sigh and replied with a smile, "Yes." He'd already figured out why the Nighthawks entered his dream. The Nighthawk in front of him was likely the captain of a Nighthawk team responsible for the ongoing matter of Will, but they had yet to find any useful clues. In this case, Dr. Aaron and Detective Moriarty's act of visiting to ask about Will Ossepton's whereabouts must have been known to them last night or this morning. At the same time, they discovered Dr. Aaron rushed over to Minsk Street shortly after finishing his breakfast to visit Detective Moriarty. In the spirit of professionalism, entering a person's dream at night was the most natural and normal development. As for Dr. Aaron, his situation was rather sensitive, so rashly entering someone's dream might cut off clues. There was no doubt that a certain detective became the first choice. "What did he encounter?" the captain of the Nighthawks asked. "He had a nightmare," Klein answered. Klein described the pitch-black tower, the giant silver snake, Will Ossepton under layers of protection, and other scenes. Finally, he said, before this nightmare, Aaron had gone to Will Ossepton's place to find the child, partially because he was worried about his health, but also because he was puzzled about his bad luck. Unfortunately, the family had moved away, and Aaron recalled that the boy had given him a paper crane that the boy had folded himself and wished him luck. Perhaps agitated by these two events, he had a nightmare. The man in the grey coat looked pleasantly surprised. "Paper crane?" "Yes," Klein nodded. "The child gave it to Aaron before he was discharged, and Aaron threw it into his office drawer and forgot about it until last night." "I understand. Thank you for your explanation." The captain stood up, bowed, and walked out. Suddenly, there was a ripple in the dreamland, and he disappeared from the room. Suddenly, at the position where he had sat, Klein deduced what would happen next. The nightmares might go to Dr. Aaron's tonight and enter his dream for investigation and take the paper crane. But a question arose. The paper crane was folded by Klein, and the real thing was above the grey fog. Forget it. Regardless of which paper crane they use, they'll never be able to divine an answer. It doesn't even matter if I switch it back. After a while, he gathered his thoughts and continued to sit there. He wasn't in a hurry to leave. After a while, the corners of his mouth curled up as he softly sighed. How nostalgic. Unhinged, how's it going, man? Chapter 390. On Sunday morning, oh, it's Sunday, so tomorrow will be the Tarot Club. Fuck yeah. On Sunday morning, shortly after Klein finished his breakfast, he heard the doorbell ring as expected. But to his surprise, it wasn't reporter Mike, but Dr. Aaron. It wasn't just reporter Mike, but Dr. Aaron was with him as well. Sherlock, I had a nightmare again last night, but I don't think it's normal. Aaron didn't keep matters a secret even with Mike around. Without waiting for Klein's reply, he took out his wallet and took out a paper crane. Do you think this is the problem? Ever since I found it and carry it with me, I've been having nightmares. Pan-fried salmon is so mid. I'm not a huge fan of seafood generally, if I'm honest, so I don't have any cool tips. Klein nonchalantly glanced over when his expression suddenly froze. If he hadn't been a clown in the past and had great control over his facial muscles, he might have revealed an undisguised smile in front of the reporter and doctor. Yeah, a smile. This paper crane is even uglier than the one I made. At this moment, he had the urge to cover his face and sigh. Could having poor handicraft skills be a tradition of the Nighthawks? There was no doubt that the paper crane in front of him was the result of another switch. After receiving accurate information from Klein, the Nighthawks had seemingly snuck into Aaron's room without any delay and switched the crane again. But what they didn't expect was the one in the wallet was also a fake, folded by Klein. I felt an inexplicable sense of joy. Klein glanced at Dr. Aaron, who didn't notice it, cleared his throat and said, "Perhaps I suggest that you go to the cathedral again and talk to the bishop you spoke to previously. We need to believe that the gods that we believe in are always watching over us." As he spoke, he drew a triangular sacred emblem on his chest. After the nightmare he had last night, Klein had specifically gone above the Grey Fog to divine if it was dangerous, having switched the crane. The result was that it was very safe. Thus, he was now able to make the suggestion with great interest in an attempt to tease his former colleagues. I wonder how they would feel seeing the paper crane that they didn't fold very well returned to them. Klein placated Dr. Aaron in all the seriousness and said, "Mike, to tell you the truth, what I really want to advise Aaron is to do is to go to see a psychiatrist. But faith can certainly soothe his soul." "You're not being frank at all," Mike laughed. "All right, let's go." The next day, Klein accompanied the Daily Observer reporter into the East Borough to interview the rescued girls. With a full pound as payment for the interview, no one refused it, not even some of the abused girls. In this interview, Captain's sin was the main focus. The main situation of the girl was another focus. The former made people angry, while the latter left people feeling heavy. Daisy was actually lucky enough to be able to return to work when she got home and use her labor to barter for food. Less than a third of those who were rescued like her, and most of them were the kind who had some savings at home. They were in a position that allowed the traumatized women to heal and have the time before they sought out suitable jobs. The other two-thirds had to continue working hard jobs to survive. In the face of the mass unemployment of textile workers, they were often those who were only able to find temporary jobs with low wages. Those with parents and siblings who hadn't lost their jobs were still okay. At least they were able to help each other, barely filling their stomachs. The families in less optimistic situations had already begun to walk the path of street girls, as though they had never been rescued. Their act of betraying their bodies was once was perhaps only for some food. This caused Mike to turn silent like before, and it was only when it was dark and he saw the East Borough before his spirit returned. He thanked Klein. "Sherlock, it's all thanks to you. Otherwise I would have been blackmailed today by those rogue gangsters. Isn't that why you hired me?" Klein smiled. With Old Kohler informing them beforehand, Old Kohler and Liv's family hadn't revealed that he had helped search for Daisy for free. Especially when Daisy, who was pretty smart, was asked if she knew any relatively special people. She answered, "Mr. Reporter and Mr. Detective." Mike nodded sluggishly and walked in in silence for a long time. Before he boarded the carriage, he let out a sigh. "I would like to make a call in this report for the government to use Capham's estate to set up a bursary fund. which will use the annual income to help the rescued girls and others who have been harmed by him. Although Capham's safe was robbed clean by the hero bandit, his greatest wealth is the property he has. These should have all been obtained legally, or these should have all been obtained illegally. Klein listened carefully and said, "You are the best reporter I've ever met. There are plenty of reporters like me. There are always idealists in the world." As he watched, he paid £10 to Klein and took off his hat and waved. As he watched the reporter in the rental carriage walk away, Mike asked, "Sherlock, I'm not the only reporter you know, am I?" Klein was stunned, and then he laughed and said, "Guess." City of Silver, yes. Like a trapped beast, Derek Berg paced around in the room with anxiety. Username, how's it going, man? He felt that the chief wasn't properly paying attention to his report. He was worried that the exploratory team, who had been affected by the fallen crater to an unknown extent, would cause devastating damage to the city that had lasted over 2,500 years. In such a situation, he was eager to obtain advice from the Hanged Man, Justice and Company. This was the tarot card meeting he anticipated most. Wait a little longer. Just a little longer. If the fool doesn't summon me, I will pray to him directly. Derek tried to calm himself down, but his pacing didn't slow down. Suddenly, he saw the endless grey fog and heard the messianic "Prepare for the gathering." With a sigh of relief, Derek sat down on the edge of the bed carefully and laid down, pretending to be asleep due to exhaustion. After silently counting 1,000 rapid heartbeats, he waited for a while before he was engulfed by the illusory dark red light. At that moment, Derek's room was abnormally quiet. Lightning streaked across the sky outside his window, keeping his darkness away from his land. Suddenly, by the corner of his bed, a black figure squirmed and extended his hand. Taking the shape of a human, the dark figure quickly grew tall and looked down at Derek. He carefully observed him for nearly a minute, then withdrew without gleaning anything. In the corner, the shadows remained unchanging. What? So he was engulfed by the light, but in the corner of his bed, a figure squirmed and extended, taking the shape of... What the fuck is happening here? The endless grey fog lingered beneath his feet as usual. The long bronze table in front of him was mottled with green rust, but it didn't seem to be rotten at all. He's being observed. Oh. Could this be Amon? Maybe he can't take control of the space of the grey fog, but he can maybe watch? The long bronze table in front. Good afternoon, Mr. Fool. Good afternoon. Klein, shrouded in grey fog, nodded slightly. He seemed to respond leisurely to Miss Justice and the others gathering, but in reality he was busy manipulating the world, making him appear like a normal person. The chief had sent the guy to keep an eye... Oh, I see, okay. After yesterday's interview with reporter Mike, it was already dinner time. Klein went to a restaurant that served Fainapotter cuisine and was so overwhelmed by the spiciness that he voluntarily ordered a cup of dessert beer. Oh, desert beer, sorry. After eating his fill and returning home, he didn't go out for the rest of the day. Neither did he study the Book of Secrets or prepare his food. That eased the heavy emotions he felt whenever he went to the East Burrow. Without realizing it, the afternoon had arrived, and his thoughts shifted to the gathering. After the greeting, Justice restrained her curiosity, as she was in a hurry to inquire about the truth about the Capam incident. Mr. Fool might not answer, but how would I know he wishes to answer if I don't ask? Well, I hope he makes a request of equal value, and I'll do my best to fulfill it. As a telepathist, she quickly discovered something strange. The sun was very anxious. Did something happen to the previous exploratory team? Did he encounter Amon? Wait, how does she know about Amon? What the fuck? I thought Amon was known only by the sun and Leonard and Thing and Klein. Was it mentioned in the last tarot gathering? Do I just not remember that? In addition, Fours is in an indecisive state about wanting to ask but not daring to. She must have seen the papers and guessed from the tarot card. Yeah, sorry, but I'm coming back from a bit of a hiatus, so I don't remember quite everything. How does she know about Amon? In addition, Fours seemed to be in an indecisive state of wanting to ask but not daring to. She must have seen the papers and guessed from the tarot club involving Capham's death, but she's curious who the Emperor card represents. She seems to be even more in awe of Mr. Fool. Oh, it was mentioned in the last gathering? Okay, dope. I will, I'll read over that again before next stream, because I don't remember anything of the last gathering at all. They shared the sun's encounter? Oh, dope. Oh, yes. Oh, I think I remember. Oh, when he showed the seraphim. Yes, I think it's starting to come back to me. Hanged Man said that's a scary name. Iced coffee so peak? Totally agree. Mr. Hanged Man seemed to be in a good mood. He's finished digesting his potion. He seems to be anticipating something. Mr. World is as gloomy and reserved as always. It's hard to read his thoughts. He really is the nemesis of the spectator pathway. Derek didn't try to hide his anxiety. Yeah, I know. Amon not only noticed the space above the Great Fog, but almost took it over in his first fucking meeting. That is wild. He knew perfectly well that the initial time belonged to Mr. Fool, unless there were no so-called Roselle diary entries. There's no need to rush. The gathering has already begun. If Mr. Fool is in a good mood, he might be able to answer some questions, Derek consoled. Audrey looked up and humbly said, "Honorable Mr. Fool, I found 3 pages of Roselle's diary." Roselle's diary? Forrest pricked up her ears. "What do you want in exchange?" Glancing at the card next to you, next to Mr. Fool's hand, Alder suppressed his eagerness and said, "I want to know what the card you have next to you is." Among Us. The Great Seafarer Roselle. Chapter 391. Okay, I know that. Audrey's eyes were half turned and her chin slightly raised. She happily cast her gaze diagonally towards her. Towards the stone pillar that supported the dome. I don't think I know anything about Amon, Dr. Z. I think I know that he exists, and not a thing beyond that. She quickly withdrew her gaze, ready to admire the reaction of Mr. Hanged Man after he heard the answer. Fours vaguely recalled something. The so-called Roselle's diary can be exchanged with Mr. Fool for answers to certain questions or even some items. Roselle's diary? Is it referring to the notes that are written by Roselle with unique symbols that no one can interpret? They were actually diary entries? Mr. Hanged Man's tone sounded very firm, and Mr. Fool didn't retort him. Now there's only one mod. Okay, Nagito. Alright, Milosh, I'll see you in a bit, man. Sounds good. Alright, Nagito, you can be mod until Milosh comes back, okay? There you go. Also need to go eat? Sounds good, bud. I've encountered many, but I've never thought any of them were interesting. Yes, Miss Audrey has quite a few. She's a fanatic when it comes to this. But that dog, last week. No, maybe the week before. I don't remember it too well. It basically tore up the books and notes from Roselle. The surprise and disappointment that emerged had filled her heart and made her want to raise her hands, cover her ears, and scream. That wasn't enough to express her current feelings. I hate dogs, Thors bitterly thought. The hangman's request was somewhat beyond Klein's expectation. However, it was the easiest for him to complete. He chuckled and said, "Sure. Do you want everyone to hear it, or do you want to be the only one?" "Only myself," Audrey replied. He didn't have the spirit of selflessness, devotion to others. He don't give a fuck. And hey, good for him. Susie? Yes, of course. Best girl. Absolutely. Klein laughed and blocked the senses of the other members, which made Miss Justice very upset. She was waiting to see Mr. Hangman's stunned reaction. Although she couldn't proclaim it out loud, but she still looked forward to the subsequent reaction. Now that detestable Hanged Man has deprived me of this happiness, she thought. Of course, she was very clear that his request was absolutely justified. But I already know the answer, she thought. Secretly, the author of A Lord of the Mysteries? Totally. Listen, a dog is much closer to a cuttlefish than a human, so Susie, cuttlefish confirmed, checkmate. At this moment, Klein leisurely flipped over the card of blasphemy and held it vertically, allowing the Hanged Man to directly see the black-armored, crowned and caped Roselle. It was common to see the portrait of Roselle, and Audrey immediately recognized him. More importantly, there was a clear sign saying, Sequence 0, Black Emperor. Indeed, it's the rumored deck of cards, and it contains the pathway of the divine made by Roselle. It's the original prototype of tarot cards, Sequence 0, Black Emperor. Is this the lawyer pathway divine? Mr. Fool has been collecting Roselle's diary all this time to get clues of finding the deck of cards, and in a matter of months, he has already acquired one. All of a sudden, he inexplicably felt that the future of the Tarot Club was incomparably bright. Previously, he had only been intimidated by the mysteriousness and potency of Mr. Fool, and had held the notion of using the Tarot Club to exchange information and goods. But now he began to think of the advantages he and other members could reap when Mr. Fool managed to gain all of Roselle's cards. Based. At that time, the Tarot Club might become the most powerful organization in the world. Then Klein slowly said, "A card of blasphemy." He then removed the isolation. As soon as she regained her senses, Audrey immediately turned to look at the Hanged Man. Through the blurred image, she could vaguely read the remaining shock, joy, and yearning from the other party. That's more like it, Audrey thought. A card of blasphemy. Indeed, it's related to the blasphemy slate. Soon, the 3 yellowish-brown goatskin parchments were in Klein's hand. He casually lowered his gaze and started reading at a moderate pace. March 15th. I really am the protagonist. With just some archaeological clues and folklore, I have found a ghost ship left behind by the Solomon Empire in the Fog Sea boundary at the Auroch Archipelago, the Dark King. Whoa. That's a cool name. It's really cool. There's some hidden ancient books on it, including a treasure map pointing to some nameless island. That's the final settlement of the great nobles of the Solomon Empire, who was defeated and left the Northern Kingdom. Everything that he left behind is there. That's okay. Okay, can you get any more One Piece, bro? Goddamn. This treasure will definitely belong to me. March 19th. After some deliberation and consideration, I finally decided to set out on a long voyage. After that, I'll enter the Royal Army as an officer. So it'll be hard for me to have such an opportunity again. Edwards and Grimm are willing to take the risk and follow me. Actually, I don't just want the treasure. I want to verify something. From the sun, the red moon, the trajectory of the stars, as well as changes in the fourth season, all sorts of signs and data prove that I should be on a planet. That the world I'm on should be a planet. Yeah, no shit. What the fuck did you think you were on, bro? In that case, it shouldn't only be the northern and southern continents. Based on various data, the landmass occupied the two continents totaled up isn't even a tenth of the planet's surface. Could the rest just be sea and islands? At least on this translation, it's called at least on this translation, it's the Dark King. To the west of the northern and southern continent is the Fog Sea. To the east is the Sonya Sea. I suspect that there are some other continents at the end of these two seas, just like how the southern continent is at the end of the Berserk Sea. Maybe I can find a brand new continent, the western continent. Let's go, great seafarer Roselle, Columbus, Magellan, Gustav. Go and verify your conjecture. That's kind of crazy. Yes, I will put this into my world building notes. Oh, good lord, I apologize. The Emperor sure was reckless when he was young. He actually dared to go on a voyage because he received a treasure map that had no clue about its authenticity or any danger. He's as rash as he was when he was young, even in his old age. The cards of blasphemy are evidence of this. The diary entry seemed to be linked to a page or two that he had seen before, separated by at most one or two other diary entries, so Klein was almost certain that Roselle had lost his this voyage and ended up finding a primitive island just outside the safe seafarer routes. On it, there were a number of Beyonder characteristics. In the process, he had also teased Grimm and Edwards, who were following him to sea, using the names of the four horsemen of the Apocalypse and the Pirate King. In addition, Grimm, who had been praised by Roselle as the smartest of them all, became increasingly stranger after discovering the primitive island. Can you name things that Roselle didn't steal? Bro, fucking everything, dude. Speaking of which, the idea that the world is a planet is now widely accepted and confirmed by astronomy. April 18th. I discovered the term Western Continent in an ancient book on the Dark King. There really is a Western Continent. However, even during the Fourth Epoch in the Solomon Empire, when the gods were still walking the planet, the Western Continent was only a rumor. Legend has it was the homeland of the elves, and it's related to the ancient god of Sonia Therum. The problem is that the elves ended up on Sonia Sea and later scattered themselves over the mountains and the numerous islands in the sea. There is no legend that they have ever returned to their homeland. In short, the end of the Fog Sea might be the Western Continent, the home of the elves. Then what is at the end of the Sonia Sea? And is there an Eastern Continent? What is hidden in the Book of Myths? Could it be the ethereal, forsaken land of gods? Ah. Proceed onward, Roselle. You're about to reach your destination. Roselle guessed that the latter might be the forsaken land of the god. Yes, Mr. Hankman once said that many members of the Aurora Order were searching for the Sonia Sea for the true creator's holy residence. And he suspects that the holy residence is the forsaken land of gods, in line with Roselle's thoughts. April 20th. All signs indicate we're about to reach a continent, not the land from an island. There's actually a benefit to being lost. Could it be that I've discovered the so-called Western Continent? You just already discovered it. What the fuck are you talking about? Did you mean the Eastern? Is this a... Is this a typo maybe? Because here it says April 20th. Could it be that I've discovered the so-called Western continent? And then on April 18th, 2 days before, he said, I've discovered the term Western continent. There really is a Western continent. Oh, sorry. I've discovered the term Western continent. Oh, and then he actually found it. Oh, I see. Sorry, I can't read. I apologize. Look at that. We got there. April 21st, I saw the abyss. The abyss? In the sense of mysticism? Klein's pupils shrank as he turned the page. But the third page in the diary made him doubt his life and his many years of Chinese education. It was filled with the following sentences. Ah, fuck. Hungry people. Hungry, please, people in manner? What the fuck? Hold on. Chronocentrists are people who believe that like a particular point in time is more important than the rest. Generally, it means like right now is like really important. Like right now is like the most important time in history. It generally refers to like people thinking right now is the most important time, just because, at least I think, because I exist right now, and in my mind I am like the most important thing in the universe, and for anyone else you are the most important thing in the universe. It feels like inherently like right now is the most important time, and then you find like rationale for it. Like, listen, like right now is the most important time in human history because we have like nukes, and like if like 5 people lost their fucking mind, we just kill all of humanity in like 2 hours. Like, you can find rationale for it at any time, but it's just like a weird, it's like a misreading of history, so to speak. Klein realized that this was probably a bunch of subsequent forgery of Roselle's diary. They had randomly pieced together a bunch of sentences based on the original symbols. At this moment, Klein felt like he was seeing unintelligible characteristics and had the urge to curse. He wanted to know if the abyss mentioned was the abyss to which the term source of evil, land of corruption, and home of devils referred to. It's also about being inherently smarter, better. True. That's true too. The true abyss is the dark side of the universe where even the gods can be corroded. It should be independent from the real world, like the spirit world. At the very least, that's what the Book of Secrets and the books I came into contact with during my time in the Nighthawk say. If it's not the true abyss, then what did the Emperor mean by abyss? Klein thought about it over and over, but was unable to come up with an explanation. He felt very dissatisfied. With a single glance, he calmed down and said, "You can begin." Sitting at the head of the long bronze table, he chuckled. Alder turned his head and immediately turned towards the sun. "Have you gotten anything from that former captain of the Exploratory team?" Sorry, I'm just going to copy-paste that part into regarding the abyss into my notes. Whenever I think about the abyss quote that you just put in username, there's always like a Batman thing that comes to mind. There's a from the Justice League show. Let me see if I can find it really quickly. Oh, that shit is so hard. My goat, Batman, dude. My fucking goat. God, I love him. Um, holy audio quality. Yeah, you wouldn't fucking believe it. Audio mixing didn't exist at the time. You put music on, you fucking blast it, okay? There was no like, hey, maybe we should turn the music down a little bit so people can hear the dialogue. Fuck the dialogue. Music, baby. Listening to the little sun's story. Derek was originally anxious to ask about the fallen creator, but when he heard the hanged man's question, he answered honestly, he's dead. He's dead? Justice, the hanged man, the magician, expressed their surprise at their thoughts. They really didn't expect this turn of events. After all, the former captain of the Exploratory team had been locked up for decades without any problems. Who would have thought that he would have died right after they discussed about him? At this moment, aside from the fool, only the gloomy and reserved the world maintained its original state. Derek nodded and said yes. After we returned to the City of Silver, I wanted to glean more information from the former captain using the hanged man's suggestions. That fraud next to Roselle? Yes, sir. Derek nodded, yes. After I returned to the City of Silver, I wanted to glean more information from the former captain. But suddenly he appeared in front of me, asking if I was looking for him. Upon hearing this, Audrey suddenly drew a short breath. Although the son obviously lacked the ability to tell a good story, his simple description still gave her the feeling of reading horror novels late at night. It was as if someone who was standing behind her also asking, "Are you looking for me?" Wait, it's been an hour and a half since I started streaming. What chapter did I start with? I think 87? I'm 5 chapters in like an hour and a half. That's pretty good. I think that's back to my pace before I started, before I left. That's pretty good. I love that. Fours was as frightened as she was excited, having found the feeling that she had as a child listening to her mother recount ghost stories. Despite covering her ears in fear, she felt someone had possessed her and pried open the gaps between her fingers, allowing the voice to be transmitted to her brain. This passage can be written into a novel, the author thought. Audrey, being experienced and knowledgeable, asked, "Doesn't your City of Silver dungeons have seals targeting rampagers? Is there no barrier between them? I remember the last time you said there was a very powerful and mysterious item at the core." "Yes, but I don't know how or why he came to my room. He completely lost control. His head split open in the middle, and fluid kept flowing out. There were many cracks on his body, and each crack was a mouth." "Then how did you survive? How did you escape from his... No, its jaws?" Fours asked. Alder's reaction was very different from the others. He thoughtfully muttered, "It doesn't make sense to put you, a person who's only shown signs of losing control, next to such a dangerous fellow. From the looks of it, the upper echelon of your City of Silver and the member of the 6-member council made you interact with him, hoping to get some useful information. So, which elder saved you?" Derek's mouth opened, feeling as if the hanged man had personally seen and heard everything. How amazing, Derek thought. Yes, just as you said, the chief appeared just in time and used a mystical item to deal with the rampager. Noticing the respect and admiration from the son, Alder let out a chuckle. "It's quite an obvious case. As long as one is experienced enough, you'll be able to notice it." "I didn't think of it," Audrey muttered. "I couldn't tell," Forrest thought. "I didn't think in that direction," the world repeated Mr. Fool's sigh. After saying that, Alder frowned slightly and asked, "You said that not long after you returned, their former captain lost control? He didn't lose control for decades, but suddenly lost control after you returned?" At the same time, the hanged man raised his head and looked at Mr. Fool, seeing that Mr. Fool was very calm and without any hint of abnormality. His mood immediately eased. All the uneasiness he had just now turned into questions. The Amon family is known as blasphemers. Could it be that the person discovered the Tarot Club and the secret above the grey fog, but was easily finished off by Mr. Fool? Derek nodded and seriously said, I guess 2 reasons. One was that I chose the sun pathway, and he said that the Amon family was a descendant of the ancient sun god. The other is that he noticed that Mr. Fool was pulling me in to attend the gathering. So changes happened to him, and it was proven to be the latter. Hold on. I know that the Amon family is of the sun, do I? Do I know this? The Amon family called themselves the descendant of the ancient sun god. So could it be that Amon is also a member of the sun pathway? I said art for the layout on screen. Oh, dope. Thanks, username. There's a Gintama episode about a scary story that was supposed to appear behind the character, got lost on the way, and ended up in another country. How was it proven? Alger pressed. Someone sensed that Mr. Fool was pulling him in to attend the gathering. Someone can actually detect it? How terrifying, as expected of a blasphemer. She couldn't help but glance, Audrey couldn't help but glance at the end of the table. She was immediately confronted by Mr. Fool's calm and indifferent attitude. Ancient sun god is ASG. Oh, you just refer to it as ASG? Okay, dope. It's just a trivial matter to Mr. Fool. Such a trivial matter, Audrey thought. So it turns out that someone is able to discover the tarot gathering. As expected, with so many pathways and sequences, there would always be a beyonder that can detect this. But for me, that is a very bad thing. I'm still too weak. I have to advance my sequence as soon as possible, Forrest thought. Derek truthfully described the events. I saw Amon's shadow when Rampagers was finished off by the chief. It should be. This is what he looked like. With the approval of Mr. Fool, Derek conjured a light screen depicting Amon. That's so confusing. Like, in my mind, wouldn't Ancient Sun God just be EBS? Like, that's what I thought this entire time. Like, that's what I've been thinking. I thought the Ancient Sun God would just be EBS. Unless there are somehow gods that are different from the gods a human can become. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, the only thing I can think of off the top of my head is, like, obviously I don't know a lot. But, like, could it be that, like, humans are, as gods, are able to reach, like, this level, but, like, there's a upper echelon of gods that exists here that, like, humans can't attain just by the fact that they're humans, maybe? Like, will, like, the Evernight goddess and, like, EBS and whatever just be at a different caliber always? Or maybe I'm just reading too much into it and I don't know fucking anything. That one for sure. EBS is a bum, ASG is the go. There's EBS and ASG. Okay, well that makes sense, Nagito, but then that's kind of also pretty fucking stupid, no? Think about it. Hold on, I'm gonna go back to thing right back, okay? There's EBS, okay? EBS. E standing for eternal blazing sun. And then there's an ancient sun god. assuming ancient refers to, like, before this guy, this eternal is a fucking lie. He's a fucking scam artist. Where was I? It's just a trivial matter. So it turns out that someone is able to discover. Okay, Dr. Z, that's not right. Eternal doesn't refer to, like, just in the future. Eternal refers to forever. Like, but. Like, fucking, like, if you're gonna doubt me on this, I'm sorry. I'm not an English major, but I have a pretty good grasp of the English language, okay? Lasting or existing without beginning or end. Fucking lies, okay? Don't start asking why there's two of them. I would assume because another god killed AGS, what the fuck? And then EBS came into effect and came into existence, maybe? Because EBS exists right now, because we know, because, you know, he almost fucking killed Klein like 6 months ago. So we know he exists right now. So if ASG was previous to him, then you know, someone killed him. It couldn't have been EBS, because EBS would have been off the same pathway. Well, is off the same pathway theoretically, and that doesn't work because it was stated that an angel can never kill a god. So he couldn't have done it. So another god must have killed EBS or ASG, and then EBS would have taken his place then. We have different words for something that it lasts forever and one thing that's always existed. Fair. Where was I? Derek truthfully described, I saw Amon's shadow when the rampager was finished off by the chief. It should be him. This is what he looks like. A classic black robe, matching pointy hat, crystal monocle, a broad forehead, a thin face, black eyes, curly black hair. Have any of you seen him before? Everyone shook their head in unison. Without harping on the matter, Derek continued. Amon's shadow was eliminated by the chief with the help of a mystical item, leaving behind a translucent worm. The chief told me that it was only an avatar of Amon. He explained to me the reason for arranging it, so I lived beside him. After confirming that I was fine, he allowed me to return home. I was a little afraid. Therefore, I reached out to Mr. Sun. Wait. You said that you experienced a strange and terrifying incident, and the chief let you go home? And the moment you returned, you didn't do anything but pray to Mr. Fool? Yes, Derek asked. What's wrong with that? He thought Mr. Hanged Man's attitude rather odd. No, you dumb fuck, it's really careless. I'm being very mean to the Sun. I don't intend to be, but it was careless, but Klein took care of it, so it's okay. And externally, it just looks like you're praying anyway, so no one could really tell. Audrey vaguely felt that what the Sun did wasn't right, but she couldn't immediately figure out what was wrong. She just believed that if she were in his shoes, she wouldn't have did that. Too careless. I was like that in the past, and the price of that is to use up a stone on my bracelet and start bearing the curse of the full moon. The author added in her heart. Alder glanced at the fool again, seeing that he was indifferent. He forced himself to relax. After having such an interaction with that strange Amon, do you think the chief would just do a cursory inspection and be completely assured? If that's the case, then the former captain wouldn't have been imprisoned for 42 years. In my experience, they would have sent someone to monitor you and undoubtedly exposed your uniqueness. Don't doubt this. If the chief isn't that careful, there's no way your city of silver could last until now. Derek's eyes widened, being even more convinced that Mr. Hanged Man was truly knowledgeable and that what he said made a lot of sense. The chief discovered something abnormal about me? So that's why he had such an attitude when he heard my report. What should I do? Derek immediately became frightened, noticing his concern. Alder scoffed. You don't have to worry. I just thought about it. Even if your City of Silver's chief found out something abnormal, he would only suspect that you were possessed by Amon, that you've been contaminated, and wouldn't think of the Tarot Club. You still have time. You can slowly resolve the problem. Back then, I really was possessed by Amon. Oh, you guys fucking lied to me. No, they didn't talk about this last time. They're talking about this Tarot Club gathering. Oh my god. You guys gaslit me. I was like, dude, how did they... I was like, dude, they didn't talk about all this. I don't remember the son telling them. Oh, you guys lied to me. He was telling them now. What? Alder blurted out. He nearly left his seat, taking on a combat stance to fend off any accidents. What about the ritual? I mean, what about the ritual? Yeah, I guess they would have probably seen the ritual, but wouldn't it just look like he's wouldn't it just look like he was just praying to a god? Like, how would you know he's praying to like a weird one? Like, I mean, yeah, I guess the symbol, but like the symbol could just be anything, you know? Startled by the reaction of the hanged man, Derek quickly added, Mr. Fool discovered it when I was praying. As he spoke, he conjured the scene which Mr. Fool had sent him to him back then, dressed in a pointy hat and a crystal monocle. Amon's illusory figure was coiled around his spirit body like the ghost of a python. Whoa! Oh my god! Could the kid be of the Amon family then? Oh, could Amon be of the monster pathway? Whoa, Ramiro, how's it going, man? Could Amon be of the monster pathway then? Because he was coiled around like the ghost of a python. That's like the coiling. That's like the snake that was coiling around in the dream. And we know that kid is and we believe that kid is of the monster pathway because fate. And if that's the case, then... Oh, is Amon off the monster pathway? Let me write this down. Oh, wait. Fuck writing it down. No. Divination. Let me cook. Divination, let me cook. Oh my god. I don't have a lot of money, boys. I made so much money. The thing is, I can only make money during... with blackjack, okay? I'm good at blackjack. I can't make money... You can't, like, I mean, logically, you can't make money on fucking, logically, you can't make money on, flipping coin. It's just, especially on this dog shit game, that somehow has a 33% chance of the coin landing sideways. That shit is cancerous. What the fuck? Okay, Amon is of the monster pathway. Tails. Fuck you. Oh, bitch. Never mind. Okay, I was wrong. Okay. Never mind. I'm still going to put it in my theories, but still. Amon is of the monster pathway. Okay, dope. Seeing Justice and Magician tremble from the bottom of their hearts, the hanged man immediately pressed on. What happened next? Later, Mr. Fool taught me a ritual. Through the ritual, he sent an angel to purify Amon's avatar, Derek replied. Angel? The hanged man looked down. He hurriedly lowered his head and realized that his actions were impulsive and impolite. Audrey was momentarily dazed. Angel. Read my last two comments. You are slightly confused. I might very well be confused. Hold on. His prayer was answered. Hold on. The former captain told Derek they met someone named Amon and they all died when he disappeared. His prayer was answered. Their God doesn't answer prayers anymore. Wait, hold on. What do you mean their God doesn't answer prayers anymore? Oh, you're talking about the people from the City of Silver. Okay, no problem. But whose prayer was answered? Oh, I see. That's why it's confusing. Oh, I see. Because Derek's prayer was answered, but of course, but the god they pray to in the City of Silver is probably fucking dead or whatever. So so he doesn't. Oh, so it's really odd that his prayer got answered. Oh shit. Never mind. Okay. I'm quite lucky because I am a mod before all the mod power struggle. Yes, you are, Nightwalker. What's the lore you missed? We got relative confirmation that Will Ossepton is off the monster pathway. And then Amon very briefly looked like the snake or whatever that was in the nightmare sent by Will Ossepton. So I'm thinking he might also be off the monster pathway. Yeah, I don't think much more than that happened this stream. We're at 393 now, but I'm speeding along way faster than I originally thought. So if you guys are up for it, we might do like another 3 or 4 chapters right here. And then that way we can get to 400 easy next stream, and we're chilling. Yeah. All that being said, I have to pee really badly. I will be right back. That's why your divination... wait, let's see. That's why your divination shows false. You are a seer. Not true. Based. Okay. I'll be right back, guys. I just need to run to the washroom. I'm back. All right. We'll keep going for like another hour or so. A little over an hour. We'll see how many we can get done in that time. If we can, I would love to get to like 395 or something. That'd be great. Or like complete 395 rather. Don't forget art. Yes, let me do that first. Wait, art now or at the end of stream? What are we thinking? I can do either way. I don't really care. What are you guys thinking? End of stream? See the difference? You read 7 chapters in 2 hours? Yeah! I'm telling you, man. It's just layout stuff. Oh, I see. Okay. So I'll just check out the ones username sent really quickly. Give me a second. The ones in the Discord we'll do at the end. That's fine. Oh, that is actually really cool. Yes, we could definitely do this at the bottom. That was really good. Oh, that's really good too. What the fuck? What? That's so good. Oh, this is so beautiful. What the fuck? I don't know if the aspect ratio on this would work quite okay. I can definitely check it out, but like, oh my god, like these three or these two really would work so good. What the fuck? Oh, that's really good too. Username. Holy shit, dude. Holy fuck. This one is really good too. Oh, that's awesome. Thanks, dude. Seriously, thank you so much. Those are beautiful. Oh, fuck. You guys can't even see it because of my mug. Hold on. Look at this. This is so good. What the fuck? This one's fine. Like, this one's awesome. No, I love this one. This one's beautiful. Oh, these are all so good. Holy shit. All right, let's go. 393. Are we at 7? What chapter did we start with? Yeah, we're at 7. No, hold on. We're at okay. We're at 6 chapters in a little under 2 hours, which is good because I've never averaged more than 20 minutes a chapter. Or like I've never averaged less than 20 minutes a chapter rather, and like, yeah. So based. Let's keep going. Okay. After a brief moment of blankness, Audrey quickly understood what the son was saying. He was saying that Mr. Fool had sent his angel to purify Amon's avatar. That being said, I think at the end of this chapter, I'm going to need to run down to make some tea. My tea's all out. Angel. Mr. Fool sent an angel. He has an angel as an attendant? Every angel has at least the power of a sequence 2. Although that's expected and I've already expected it, it's still amazing that it's been verified. Only deities can control angels. Audrey's eyes shone with excitement. She couldn't help but wonder what Mr. Fool's angel looks like. I wonder if I'll be lucky enough to see it. At the same time, her spiritual perception told her that Mr. World, who was always gloomy, had sat up in shock, which pleased her inexplicably. Forrest recalled what had happened to her previously. She had only asked Mr. Fool to interfere with any divinations, and she ended up seeing a 12-winged archangel descend, enveloping her spirit body with its wings. It really was an angel, black wings, an archangel with 12 pairs. This isn't just a routine procedure for Mr. Fool. And this is just a routine procedure for Mr. Fool. He would send an angel to help a member of the gathering out of trouble. Forrest didn't dare look up at the gentleman who was leisurely sitting at the edge of the table. Although she was still a Sequence 9, she hadn't received a complete education in the field of mysticism. She had only been involved with Beyonders for 3 years. She had learned certain things, but she didn't deliberately find out about them. In the midst of this, there was a very important clause: do not look directly at God. In the past, this sentence didn't leave much of an impression on her, but now she understood it was telling the truth derived from countless bloody lessons. Angel. Mr. Fool really does have an angel by his side. The hanged man felt a wave of fear and baffling excitement, causing his body to tremble. Previously, when he told his honorific name and responded to the prayers and rituals, this had indirectly expressed the notion that Mr. Fool was equivalent to a god. However, direct evidence was still lacking, and now this angel has appeared. An existence of that alone is enough to explain many things. Among them is that angels represent the most direct form of deterrence. Mr. Fool is not without influence in the real world. Even if he doesn't go through his blessed, he can still project his majesty onto a certain region. Alger immediately thought of many things. He broke into a cold sweat. Immediately following that, he started to think about the details of what the sun had said. Mr. Fool didn't let the angel descend directly. Instead, he taught the sun a ritual. Through that ritual, he sent the angel to purify Amon's avatar. Quite a roundabout way. Sorry, let me change music. We're on boss music now. The glaze is eternal. In fairness, if anything has ever warranted glaze, it's this, bro. That's crazy. Does this mean that in order to influence the real world, Mr. Fool must break through many obstacles? This is consistent with my earlier judgment that he is sealed or in a confined state. The reason why Mr. Fool didn't act like this before was that he escaped a little and is gradually freeing himself. Sitting at Mr. Fool's seat, Klein slowly looked around. He was obviously aware of Miss Justice's reverence and zeal, as well as the fear and excitement of the Hanged Man. The boss music matches what's going on in their heads. Yeah, they're like, holy shit, how did I accidentally enter a fucking boss room? This is the equivalent of like in a Souls-like game, you accidentally hit an NPC that was actually friendly and you didn't know, and you're now in an end boss fight like 2 hours into the game and you fucking hate life. Weren't you always treating me like a god in the past? Why are you acting like this after hearing an angel? It seems like an indirect evidence ultimately cannot be compared to the shock and awe of direct evidence. If new questions were to question me in the future, I would make preparations in advance for the world to step forward and say something, then casually point my finger and kill him as an example to others. Once things calm down, I would make a new Mr. The World. Dude, a fucking sociopath. He said, if some bitch step up to me on the street, like, what the fuck? He said, oh, I'm just gonna kill him. That's crazy. Derek didn't understand the reactions of Mr. Hanged Man and Miss Justice. From his point of view, wasn't it normal that the angel served a god or a mighty existence? After pondering for a few seconds, he said, after Amon's avatar was purified, I coughed out a worm almost exactly identical to the one in the dungeon. Do you know what it was? With the help of Klein's help, the sun successfully conjured a projection of the translucent worm with 12 transparent rings. With the help of Audrey and Forrest looked over curiously, at the same time shook their heads, indicating they had never seen or heard of this thing. 12 rings. In the Book of Secrets, all similar symbols have something to do with time. The Amon family descended from the ancient sun god, and in ancient times people believed that the sun and time were related. This can barely be considered an explanation and can be verified from two angles. However, why is it that the current EBS is the inextinguishable light, embodiment of order, god of deeds, god of the business, god of businesses, but doesn't seem to be involved in domains of time? Alder thought for a moment before saying, it should be the vessel that Amon created for his avatar. In legends, there is a type of worm that looks similar, appearance-wise. There have been 12 transparent rings and are called the Worms of Time, but no one has ever seen them before. Many suspect it's actually the name of a sequence potion. There's an official ring of these worms? Whoa! What? I gotta look that up later. He smiled, his gaze warm. Alder thought, nope, that's fine. Worm of Time, so it's very close to my guess. Although this is just a legend spread across beyonders at the middle of the echelon. Oh, thanks, buddy, you didn't have to. At the middle echelons of the particular churches and above, the information itself is of great value. Is the Hanged Man saying this out loud to let others know because he has been rewarded, having learned important things from the sun? Worm of Time, the vessel that Amon created for his avatar, Jarek whispered. What can it be used for? I mean, when it's dead. I don't know. Faced with the sun's trust and respectful gaze, Alder suddenly felt a little ashamed. At that moment, the fool who was sitting at the end of the table spoke calmly, the main ingredient of certain rituals. This is what Klein had surmised from the contents of the Book of Secrets. But he wasn't worried that he would say anything wrong because it was almost impossible to prove. Failing to find the ritual that requires a Worm of Time serves to prove that you're not knowledgeable enough, Klein casually added inwardly. Certain rituals, Audrey and others, let their imaginations run wild. Thank you, great Mr. Fool. Derek got up and bowed. The Exploratory team is back. I'm referring to the team led by the shepherd Elder Lovia. Wait, hold on. I can't remember why, but they were scared that Elder Lovia might actually be betraying them, right? Oh, holy shit, that is cool as fuck. Thanks, username. They were scared that Elder Lovia might be betraying them, right? It might be betraying the City of Silver? I'm not making this up. Yes. Okay, so then could Amon be of the same pathway as Elder Lovia, the secret suppliant? She's a shepherd. And that's of the secret suppliant pathway, right? Yes. Oh, let's do another divination. Let's try it again. Fuck it. This might just be very silly. I don't actually know. This might be very silly, but I don't know. I can't. Amon is of the secret suppliant pathway. Tails. Fuck! Okay, never mind. God damn it, piece of shit. Okay. They completed the exploration of the fallen crater's half-destroyed temple and returned to the City of Silver, but I discovered that a few of them have undergone a certain degree of change. They've been corrupted by the true creator. Audrey didn't hesitate. The true creator? Audrey couldn't help but look at the end of the bronze table. She remembered very clearly that the true creator had once had its descent foiled by Mr. Fool's Blessed. She'd even guessed that the leader of the Tarot Club was going to be the nemesis of evil gods. Really? Derek returned, refusing to believe it. Describe their changes in detail. I feel like it's the same person. I feel like it's different from before. His original optimism has now turned heavy. There's only a polite smile left from his former bright smile. Alder said in deliberation, the situation might be worse than you think. Oh my god, would you guys be... Oh my god, at the end of stream, if I have time, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna do a $1 coin flip for all 22 pathways. And then see which ones I get a positive on. And if Amon's pathway is one of them, then we know our divinations are fucking based, okay? Oh my god. Okay, we'll do that. We'll do that really quick. We'll do that at the end of stream really quickly. You don't have to stick around for that, but that's just more for my own morbid curiosity. Describe... The situation might be worse than you think. Corruption could be the best possibility. Do you prefer it when divination results is correct or if you win? Oh, I prefer it if the divination result is correct. I don't really I don't care about me winning. It's not that important. I care about, like, hey, I have a way to verify them. Even to like a anything greater than a 50% degree is great with me. If it's better than just straight up guessing, then I'm chilling. I love that. That Mamba mentality shit. No, I'm not Kobe. You're right. I'm not the Black Mamba. You got that shit. Yeah. Now, if you truly believe from the bottom of their hearts in the true creator, fallen creator, that would be trouble. They would be irredeemable. Regardless, their characters, thoughts, and viewpoints would all be warped, turning them into hidden lunatics. You can take actions from this angle, letting other members of the council notice that something is amiss. I've already reported the matter, but the chief doesn't seem to trust me too much. Force couldn't help but sigh. That's because the chief suspects you're being possessed by Amon and planning to do something nefarious against the City of Silver. Then what should I do? Even if I tell them the existence of the true creator, or the fallen creator, they wouldn't believe me, right? The hangman pondered for a few seconds before saying, in truth, your chief should have been paying attention to the shepherd and the exploratory team. For your City of Silver to survive to this day, the upper echelons must have the most basic level of vigilance and not neglect any threats. The only problem is the importance they place on this matter is definitely insufficient. It's not as important as their attention on you and Amon. Without waiting for the son to speak, he added some deliberation. Perhaps you can use this incident to wipe away the suspicion on you. Find the opportunity to make a particular exploratory team show the most thorough extent of abnormality and enter into a conflict with them. That way, the members of the council will notice something isn't right and raise priority. At that time, handing over the suspected worm of time and say that you felt your mind be adrift while the conflict was happening and that you had no idea what happened, only that someone was shouting "True Creator" before you woke up, and by the time you woke up, you had already coughed the worm. At the same time, when the evil god is involved, there are many means and abilities one wouldn't dare to use without thought. The chief would adhere to logic and guess that Amon's avatar and the mental corruption left behind by the true creator entered into conflict. Eventually being destroyed and reduced to a dead worm, the surveillance on you would decline significantly. If you act normal for a period of time, the suspicion on you will be completely gone. How is he so well versed? Audrey thought. Derek's eyes lit up when he heard this, and he felt the hanged man was indeed trustworthy. Then, how do I make the exploratory member display the most thorough extent of abnormality? He asked. I don't know, Audrey replied. Then added, it would be great if there are items related to the true creator. Then with a whoosh, Audrey looked towards the fool who was seated at the end of the long bronze table. Fuck me. Okay. 394. I'm gonna quickly run down and make some tea before the last two chapters because my throat is starting to hurt. I will be back in like probably 2 minutes time, so if you guys need to do anything or make some coffee or grab something to eat, feel free to do that. I'll be right back, guys. Okay, I am back. Thank you for waiting, guys. Good lord. Okay, what did I miss? You can add and remove mod powers? Yes, you can add and remove standard mods, Romero. Okay, shut the fuck up, username. Okay, Romero, don't say that about Milish, okay? He's a child. Don't say that. That's just weird. I mean that, he made a deal with me to remove his mod, but he's a cow. It's just, Milish is a kid. You know, you can give him some time. He'll grow into himself. I have faith. He's a kid who wasn't angsty and rebellious and like whatever as a 15-year-old. Fucking everyone was. Okay. Sights in the spirit world. Holy fuck, will I ever get small chapters, man? What the fuck? I won't grow to forgive, though. You will. You are, yes, you are a angel, and everyone else is mere demigods. Okay. I wasn't rebellious at any age. Hey, good for you, York. Alright, more enlightened than most. Alright. Klein knew very well why Miss Justice was looking at him. Being aware of the Lanivus incident, she was certain that he had many conflicts, both in the open and in the shadows, between himself and the true creator, and that it was normal for him to have the corresponding items, perhaps even quite a few of them in his possession. Logically speaking, there's nothing wrong with her thinking. In fact, I have crossed the true creator several times, and I do have an item that fits that description, Klein added. There's no question about helping Little Sun. There were many monsters in the Forsaken Land of Gods where the City of Silver was located, allowing the collection of several materials which were rare in the northern and southern kingdom. In addition, they had a okay, that's a misspelling, I see. There's a continuous history and wasn't distorted by any of the deities or churches. They gave the most objective stories and secrets prior to the cataclysm. And the knowledge involved was very valuable, whether it was from the perspective of the Tarot Club's leaders or simply considering his own interests. Klein had no intention of giving up the Little Sun or the City of Silver unless it was hopeless. Just as Audrey was looking expectantly at the fool, the world who had been silent this entire time opened his mouth. I have an item corresponding to the mental corruption of the true creator, referring to the all-black eye that the marionettist Rosego had left behind. An item containing the mental corruption of the true creator? That might be able to help the sun. Once those exploratory team members whose thoughts and viewpoints have been warped sense the mental imprint of the true creator, there's a high possibility they mutate on the spot. Kid, I can lend you that item, but what will you pay for it? Having seen Hope, Derek's mind raced, and he quickly said, I can help you find the characteristics of the human skin shadow, the mutated pituitary gland, and the blood of the thousand-faced hunter. I can also attempt to obtain the method to remove the mental corruption on an item left behind by the rampager. Whichever I get first will be payment. Out of all the options, the human skin shadow was relatively easy. It was one of the scarier monsters in the depths of the darkness. At this moment, Derek wasn't considering whether the exchange was of equal value. Even though a one-time loan of an item contaminated by the true creator was not worth as much as the conditions he put forward, under the current circumstances he could grit his teeth and accept whatever price. The world nodded. Very good. I will ask for Mr. Fool's help to lend it to you. As he spoke, he revealed the shape of the all-black eye and added, it's equivalent to a Sequence 5 Beyonder. If you lose it, you'll have to provide me with compensation. Also, as soon as this is over, return it to me. So ideally, what would be best for Klein is if he can find a way to remove the corruption. Because then he could just have the main ingredient for a Sequence 5 Beyonder potion. So that as soon as he can get to 6 and get that, he just needs the supplementary ones and just up to 5. That'd be awesome. But I mean, the other ones would be handy too because it helps him get to 6. So I get it. This is what Klein couldn't say in his capacity as the Fool. If a godlike existence like him kept harping about compensation and remembered to return it to me, it would destroy the status he has for himself. And the ritual. Oh, true. The all-black eye and the other items were that he had used in the real world were... What the fuck? Okay, hold on. In addition, Klein took into account the hidden dangers that lay in the future. The all-black eye and the other items were all things he had used in the real world. If he were to bring in a new member who knew of this matter, they could confirm certain matters based on this point. Therefore, allowing Sherlock to be equivalent to the world was clearly better than having Sherlock Moriarty be equivalent to the Fool. When your strength doesn't match your status, all you can do is tremble in fear. If I was treading on thin ice or facing the abyss, Klein added in his heart. Seeing that Mr. Fool hadn't refused the world's request, nor point out any problems with the deal, Derek was relieved and quickly agreed to the demands. At the same time, Audrey was genuinely happy for the little son. Audrey thought for a while before let out a sigh. Don't be too optimistic. How to seize this opportunity will still need to be organized. You need to choose a time, and without putting yourself in danger, have only one exploratory team member be present while there are several City of Silver citizens, or when they're all quarantined and in a sealed state. You have to use a wall of spirituality to seal the vessel that stores the corruption ahead of time and not allow anyone to notice it. By doing that, you can control the development of the situation. In addition, you need to consider how to hide that item after it's over. You mustn't let the 6-member council discover it. Otherwise, you'll never be able to clear the suspicion on you. If such an easily deceived fellow were to die, it would be difficult for me to obtain any more information regarding the Forsaken Land of Secrets, Forsaken Land of God. God, you're such a dick, Hanged Man. Under his tutelage, Derek gradually had a complete plan. Thank you, Mr. Hanged Man. Thank you to you all. The matter of the little son had come to an end. Fours then said, I wish to know which family the Apprentice pathway belongs to. I'm willing to use one of the chapters in the spirit world as a barter. Although the content is considered the ravings of a dreamer, many things described in it are true from my experiences in this spirit world. The Sights of the Spirit World was one of the mysticism books that Mrs. Alyssa had left her. The logic of the content was incoherent and absurd. Just reading it alone left one irritable. However, when her body entered and left the spirit world 3 times for a variety of reasons, she discovered that the notebook might not be just ravings. Sights of the spirit world. Klein leaned back as he controlled Mr. World to answer before the Hanged Man. I know the answer and can give you some corresponding information for free. He knows very well that the Hanged Man could also answer. It's bad to have competition, so I need to combine it with free gifts, Klein added. All right. Forrest felt a surge of joy. Which Ichi the Killer? I've heard of it. I haven't read it either. She discovered that the Tarot Club was much more high-end than the Beyonder circles she had participated in before. Many difficult answers could be answered here. The world asked in a low voice, do you want to hear it yourself or want everyone else to hear it? Forrest pondered, then caught Audrey and the others by surprise by saying, just say it out here. In her opinion, the answer to her question was of little help to others, and it didn't matter if they knew. And if Mr. World left something out or gave an incomplete description, then she would be able to use the same sites, and someone else happened to know the corresponding content, then she could use the same sites of the spirit world to obtain the full picture. She believed it was more important that way. The world wasn't surprised and said in a low, hoarse voice, in the 4th epoch, the Apprentice pathway was wielded by the Abraham family. Later, it was spread to the Tamara family, which had been in marriage alliances with it for extended periods of time. In the 5th epoch, the Theosophy Order and the Apprentice... the Theosophy Order also has the Apprentice and Trickmaster formulas. They're widely believed to be related to the Abraham and Tamara family. Of course, there are also people who suspect that the Theosophy Order is actually a guise of the demonist sect. Wait, we don't know this? Yep, going in the lower section. Oh my god, the lower section alone is at 11 pages right now, for fuck's sakes. I feel like I know this already, but I'll paste it anyway, fuck it. It's not like it takes any effort for me to do it. Okay. Not about the Tamara family? Oh, dope, okay. Considering that Miss Magician had already met a member of the Abraham family, Klein added via the world, it is said that the Abraham family has suffered a bloodline curse all this time. They have no choice but to take up residence separately from each other to avoid danger. Bloodline curse? Forrest thought. Mrs. Alyssa's husband belonged to the Abraham family, and that Lawrence is also part of that same family. Is that why she said that as long as one isn't a member of the family clan, they wouldn't suffer the curse? But I used the bracelet, and it belongs to the family. Once again, regret gnawed at her soul. This was one of the first time that Alger and Audrey were hearing about bloodline curses of the Abraham family. Both of them had their own thoughts, but none spoke for a short period of time. After a while, Forrest took a deep breath and said, "Thank you, Mr. World. You have answered the biggest question I have. I will copy the first chapter of the sites in the spirit world after this gathering and sacrifice it to the Fool. Is that okay, Mr. Fool? The magician is a descendant of the Abraham family? No wonder her body can enter and exit the spirit world. It's likely she likely possesses a corresponding mystical item." The Hanged Man suddenly looked at her. Forrest is a member of the Abraham family? Audrey nodded, as though she was thinking the same thing. After receiving a positive reply from Mr. Fool, Forrest relaxed and began mentioning her desire to buy the Beyonder ingredients. Stomach pouch of a spirit eater and the blood of a deep-sea marlin. The curse of the Abraham family is horrible. I absolutely agree. This Mr. fucking Door is nightmarish. Unfortunately, the sun wasn't going out during this period of time, so there was nothing. As for the Hanged Man, he merely mentioned that he had clues to the deep-sea marlin's blood. No one had obtained the formula for the Wind Blessed yet. On the other hand, Audrey wasn't in a hurry to buy the Psychiatrist formula because she was about to join the Psychology Alchemists. Klein originally wanted to sell either the Werewolf Beyonder characteristic or the Biological Poison bottle, but after considering the latter's compatibility with the spirit body state, In the current financial situation of the members, he gave up on that idea. He said, nah, you guys are poor right now. Don't worry about it. The transaction segment quickly ended, and the gathering reached the stage where each of them could share information they had heard about. Audrey slowly looked around and said, last week an interesting case happened. The protagonist is called the Hero Bandit Black Emperor. 395. The Sheriff Beyond Characteristics. So this will be 8. Really? Yeah, if I wanted to, I could probably get 95 and 96 in time, but I'm not that really interested, if I'm honest. So we will probably just leave it at 395 today. Unless it leaves me off in like a shitty place and I want to know more, we'll just end it at 395. Nope. It's no, it's 1R double F, that's why. My god. Dope. Mr. Fool is just cool. Like in general, I think even in general that name is cool. Mr. Doors, fucking dumbass name. Okay. Black Emperor, the hanged man who was casually listening to Miss Justice, raised his head. His gaze became sharp and piercing. He had just learned that the card in Mr. Fool's hand was of the card of blasphemy created by Roselle. Does this have to do with Mr. Fool? Audrey quickly glanced at the end of the long bronze table, immediately lowering his head. If it was really done by Mr. Fool's Blessed, this isn't a simple matter. Force, who had long since learned of this from Gio, had some predictions about it. Also gave the fool a glance. She wanted to see the truth from the concealed entity's reaction, but the fool remained as calm as ever. Audrey, who wasn't able to glean anything at all, paused for a moment and said, "The victim is a tycoon. Cap him." Many rumors point to him being the biggest human trafficker in Backland. Not true, not the biggest. Confirmation, there's another bigger one, and whoever the bigger one is, we're probably also going to kill in the future. Hero Bandit Black Emperor infiltrated his villa, robbed him of his life, rescued many girls who were locked up in his underground dungeon. When the corpse was discovered, it was covered in a deck of tarot cards, and his face covered with the cards Judgment and the Emperor. She didn't mention the safe, as she found it unimportant. Covered with tarot cards, is that the symbol for when the tarot club takes action? Wait, a human trafficker? Alger sharply noticed a phrase. He turned to the end of the long bronze table and said, "Mr. Fool, is Capim related to the disappearance of the colonial slaves?" It's being mentioned again? This is the third time this has been mentioned. Coincidence? I fucking think not. Oh, I just flipped a coin. Oh my god, I just flipped a coin to see if my theory was right. Oh my god. Oh my god, it's happening. Oh, we're too good. We're too good. Oh my god, it's over. It's Goj over. Oh my god. It's happening. The latter was a mission assigned to him by the Church of Storm. And he formerly targeted. Okay, username. There's no reason to say that. Okay, that's okay. That feels a little wild. Okay. The latter was a mission that had been assigned to him by the Church of Storm, and he had formerly targeted a man named Balin and had asked Backland residents, Justice, magician in the world, to keep an eye out for him. Bro is truly a gambling addict. Dude, Ramiro, you wouldn't... Dude, I used to summon so much when I played gacha games. I stopped playing gacha games when I got a job because I knew. I was like, I'm going to fucking ruin myself. Like I still like I have I have the Solo Leveling Arise game, but I never play it anymore. Like I can't trust myself. Of course, it cannot be ruled out that it was an independent act by Mr. Fool's Blessed. He couldn't possibly be waiting for everything to be arranged like a manipulated puppet, Alger thought. I will... Wuthering Waves has been out for too long. It just gets fucked. Do you want to know the accurate percentage of how often you're... I would like to know, Dr. Z, but is that okay, Ramiro, if I get that number? Is that fine? I don't... Or, like... Yeah, we'll see. If it's okay, then yes, I would love that number. Play Silver Path. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm thinking. When one of the new games comes out, I'll play that with you guys. I'm not gonna start Wuthering Waves right now because I'm gonna be so far behind. I just fucking hate it. There's just no point. But yeah, when a new gacha game comes out, I'm happy to play it with you guys. Capcom has done something with the okay. Capcom has done something with the recent disappearance of the colonial slaves. On second thought, that's not a possibility that can be eliminated. There were 4 Beyonders in his villa, and that itself isn't normal in the first place. Sorry. That itself, even if a tycoon like him were to hire Beyonder bodyguards, you would only be able to get a sequence 7 and 2 sequence 8s or 9s at most. Back then, Harris with his mystical items was equivalent to a sequence 5. The Hanged Man's words jolted Klein's thoughts, and he felt that the matter could be vaguely linked together. The plot thickens! Oh my god. Okay, that theory is 100% true. I have never been more sure of a thing in my life. Just did it again. 2 heads in a row. 1 theory. And I feel like I did it originally when I said that theory too. Holy shit. Nothing has ever been more true in this universe than that theory. That is, gravity might not even be as real as that theory is right now. Oh my god. The plot chickens. I have a theory regarding the colonial slaves. That's a long username. I don't know what to call you, mate. Bones? We're gonna go with Bones, alright? Bones, I have a theory that the colonial slaves are being taken away because someone's trying to become a black emperor. Someone's trying to become the sequence 0 of the lawyer pathway. However, he wasn't sure about his theory, and he could only disregard the Hanged Man's question. He chuckled and said, "My blessed made some minor contributions in this matter. As expected, Audrey's eyes lit up. As expected, it's the first time that I encountered anything with the Tarot Club in real life." Force was happy and half wistful. Alder believed that Mr. Fool's words were an indirect confirmation of his conjecture. Captain was definitely not a simple human trafficker, or he wouldn't have caused a hidden existence's blessed to take action. Therefore, there was a strong correlation between the human trafficking and the disappearance of slaves. Both were matters that weren't simple. Without waiting for Miss Justice to speak, Klein tapped the edge of his fingers at the end of the table and said, "He obtained 2 Beyonder characteristics from this matter and wishes to sell them quickly. They correspond to a sequence 8 sheriff and a sequence 7 interrogator." Aren't those from the Arbiter family controlled by the Augustus family? Aren't those from the Arbiter pathway controlled by the Augustus family? Only members of the royal family, ancient nobles, and military could possibly acquire them, and Capim had one of them backing him? Alger frowned. Audrey's thoughts were similar to his. She had never thought that the Beyonders at Capim's villa would be of the Arbiter pathway. It's impossible that the faction is in control of the corresponding formulas would correspond with a human trafficker like Capim, Audrey thought. Sheriff Force, who knew that her good friend Gio had been saving up for the potion ingredients for this sequence, sat up hurriedly and said, "Mr. Fool, what are Beyonder characteristics?" That's not what I expected. Shouldn't you directly ask me how much it is? I don't think I've ever told Miss Magician about the Beyonder Law of Characteristics and Conservation. At that moment, Audrey spoke out on his behalf. "Mr. Fool, may I answer the question? The corresponding payment shall be paid directly to you." She and Four are friends, and she volunteered out of fear that Mr. Fool wouldn't share that knowledge again. "No problem," Klein smiled. "Miss Justice is always able to worry about the things that trouble me." Audrey breathed a silent sigh of relief and said, "Do you want to know the answer? What are you willing to pay?" Of course," Fours nodded. She looked at the figure shrouded in grey fog and said, "Mr. Fool, can I use another chapter of the site of the spirit world as payment?" She specifically emphasized another because she knew that the chapter she would give to Mr. World would be sacrificed to Mr. Fool, and the knowledge that could be viewed at any time didn't seem to have any value for a transaction. It wasn't to say that he suspected a mighty figure like Mr. Fool would peak, she just felt that it was more sincere to change chapters. Sometimes a mighty figure only cares about your attitude. Leaning back, Klein replied, "Sure." "Thank you, Mr. Fool," Forrest added, unable to suppress her smile. She instinctively believed that she had come into contact with certain high-level knowledge. Audrey was completely relieved as she smiled. Okay. I'm gonna skip this explanation because this is like the fourth fucking time I've read this and I'm not doing it again, okay? In that instance, as if it was lightning, flashed through Forza's mind, allowing her to understand many things. It turns out the remains Mrs. Alyssa left behind was her Beyonder characteristic. It turns out in the eye of others, every Beyonder is equivalent to walking ingredients. That's really dark, Forrest thought. However, she didn't feel disgusted by the fact that she had become a Beyonder because she had consumed the Beyonder characteristic left behind by Mrs. Alyssa. Instead, she gave her a faint sense of warmth. "Oh yes, I remember that time I ate a person. It made me all feel all warm and cozy. What the fuck is wrong with you people?" After losing her mother, before she met Gio, Mrs. Alyssa was the person who treated her best. For Forrest, it was a sad but warm experience. For her to inherit Mrs. Alyssa's remains and be with her forever. So that's the case. It means the characteristics left behind by a share of Beyonder is equivalent to all the main ingredients? Forrest asked. Yes, Audrey immediately thought of Gio. Forrest immediately stood up and bowed to the mysterious existence, looking down at everything. "Mr. Fool, can you get your blessed to reserve the sheriff corresponding Beyonder characteristic? I would like to buy it, but temporarily lack the funds. Please, give me another week. Is that fine?" "Sure." Klein took the attitude as if he didn't care much. Forrest heaved a sigh of relief and asked, "How much does your blessed want in gold pounds?" The corresponding price of a sequence 8 is around 300 pounds. Klein smiled. 600 pounds. After naming the price, he immediately switched topics, showing that he didn't care about a sequence 8 characteristic. He looked around and conjured a few goatskin parchments. Dude, what a scam artist! Why is he charging double? This is the meaning of a portion of Roselle's secret symbol. It's considered free knowledge, making it easier for you to collect diary entries in the future. The information included numbers and dates. The reason why Klein had taught the members of this was that he was afraid they would end up buying counterfeits. With knowledge of dates, they should be able to eliminate most counterfeits. Audrey and the others were pleasantly surprised, never expecting to gain such knowledge. Although they had already discovered that the secret symbols were the simplest ones, they believed that it was a good start. With the first time, there would be a second and third time. No, there are 2 ingredients mixed to make the characteristic. It's a fair price. Oh, okay, never mind. Okay, I thought he just doubled the price because it was like, fuck it, why not? After a short exchange, Klein said in a gentle tone, "Let's end the gathering today. By your will." Everyone stood up at the same time and bowed. The crimson rays of light dissipated, and the ancient palace above the grey fog returned to its former tranquility. Only Klein was left alone, sitting at the high-backed chair belonging to the Fool. Wait, hold on. How many chapters did I read today? 7, 8. Okay, so I did 9. I did 9 in under 3 hours. I averaged less than 20 minutes a chapter. That's actually pretty decent. For the gambling, make it a tournament? How so, Nagatel? Sorry, you're going to have to flesh that idea out a little bit more for me. Alright, in the meantime, let me pull up, yes, let me pull up the artwork. Nope. What is this? Whoa, what the fuck? Oh, this is so good. This is so good. Oh, that gun looks so fake. Fuck. You know what the weirdest thing is? Unironically, you could just walk through Shanghai like this and no one would bat an eye. This is just like standard fucking this is fucking standard attire. Same channel that did Force. Oh my god, that's so good. That's so good. Oh my god, that's so good, username. What the fuck? Thanks, dude. Yeah, I might be gambling too much, boys. Oh, we're so good. It's fine. I'm gonna make all the money back in blackjack before in the next stream. It's fine. Oh god. So let's say 8 pathways is positive. Then you do another divination for them until 1 remains. Oh, I see. Oh, I see. We could do that. Holy shit. Yes. Okay, we could do that if you guys are interested. I have time for it. Anyone wants to stick around for the Amon fucking pathway guessing. Let's do that. Some Audrey art? Yeah. Okay. Oh, wow. There's quite a bit. Okay. Dope. Man, every art of Audrey is so good. Like, this one, I don't want to watch you go broke. It's fine. I'm just gonna... those ones are going to be like small bets because I can't. I'm on pathways easy, bro? I don't fucking know. If it becomes true, I'm gonna lose control. Oh, that'd be fucking hilarious. Unfortunately, YouTube auto does ads, so I don't have any control over them, unfortunately. That's so good too. Oh, that's so good. This is like damn near photorealistic, dude. That's so good. What the fuck? Look at this. That looks so good. I got paid today and you were going to spend the equivalent to my salary on gambling this month? What's the, you know, our ancestors didn't live through such hard realities for us to not be able to gamble when we have the ability, okay? I love how different these two are. Like, this version of her looks so adult and everything, and this version of her is such a cute little kid. Oh my god. Don't get me wrong. Audrey, in my mind, is a lot closer to this than she is to this. Like, this feels, like, weird, but this is, like... This feels like what I would imagine Audrey as. Like, just a cute little kid who's way in a place way above where she should be, But thankfully, people around her are generally good people and actually try to help her. This is so cute. Oh, this is so cute. The paper crane. As everyone knows, I love chibi art, so like I'm always gonna love this stuff. But this is so good. The paper crane, the white snake, Leonard. I feel like the black cat has to have some symbolism because I see the black cat everywhere. With Klein, with Leonard. It could just be a stylistic choice that people really like the black cat, but that feels so weird. It's Klein? Wait, Klein is the cat? Why is Klein the cat? Wait, what? Wait, hold on. Are you telling me all this time I've been thinking like, damn, like there's gotta be a cat who's like really important, and it's just fucking, it symbolizes Klein? Oh no. No, Nagato, we all got the good and the bad attributes, okay? Oh, this is really cool. I like this too. It's Kaline. That's really good, Theta. Or Zaza, whatever you prefer. Oh, I see that. I see that. Zaza is good. Alright, so. My god, Leonard is always thirst trapping. What the fuck? Klein and Azek, but it's the Godfather? Oh my god, this is amazing. I love this. Oh my god. This is so good. This might be my favorite fan art of all time. What the fuck? This is so good. Amon, you little shit. What are you up to? Oh, with the clocks behind. I assume those are clocks behind him? Something about time? Okay. That's interesting. Whoa. Wow, now he looks like a this is proper villain shit right here. That is proper villain shit. Yeah, this motherfucker's up to something, bro. This guy's up to something. Absolute cinema. This meme has just been everything. This meme is everywhere. Okay. Now, if... Holy fuck, username. Okay. That's so cute. This is so good, man. These are so cute. I assume these are like prices and like... Fuck, what's the Chinese currency? What the fuck? Wait. Oh, yuan, yeah. I instinctively always want to say yen when I'm looking at this stuff, just years of reading manga and stuff, so... That's so good. What the fuck? Why is there an octopus? What I assume is an octopus. Well, there's too many tentacles for an octopus, but why is there like a fucking tentacle being in Klein's chair? Yeah, no, I figured that this was Mr. Fool, the Grey Fog and stuff, but what's up with the tentacles? interesting. Cat. Clown. That's cute. So, okay, hold on. So I'm gonna guess, so is this supposed to be Klein and this is Leonard, or is this backwards? Klein Leonard or Leonard Klein? Okay, so I got that right. So Klein is represented by a cat, and then is that a dog, or is that a dog, or is that like a wolf? Leonard is wolf. I see. Okay. Who is this? Is this Leonard again? Does Leonard have green eyes? I always forget this. Captain, this is so cute. This is so cute. What the fuck? That's so adorable. Oh, that's adorably cute. Okay, okay, hold on. I'm gonna get everything set up so that I can do the tournament style thing really quickly. All right, hold. Oh, fuck me, man! A tournament of 22. This is gonna take a while. All right, hold on. Let me just get it pulled up. Let me all the pathways and stuff, and then we'll go. Leonard is known for green eyes. Bro, that might be the case. I don't know. I'm sorry. I don't remember that that someone is known to have green eyes. That kind of feels crazy to just know. Okay. Okay. Dope. All right, dope. Okay, dope. So now we're just gonna do each of the pathways. So, oh, this is gonna take a while. Okay, dope. It's gonna be like 10. Okay, it can't be much. I can't do much for fucking 22 of them. Is he of the seer pathway? False. I already know the answer to this, but fuck it. I will do all of them even if I know the answer, okay? Is he at the sleepless pathway? Sleepless. Possible. What the fuck? Arbiter. It doesn't seem like he'd be of the sleepless pathway. He doesn't seem groggy. Is he of the arbiter pathway? Okay, fuck it. I'm not counting sideways, okay? If we ever run into sideways, I'm redoing it, okay? I'm not counting sideways. Sideways is bullshit. No, it's not. You know how you remember this, Dr. Z, but like in volume 1, I was always like, man, Klein always divines everything. That's kind of fucking stupid. But like, it makes sense as a seer. Like, hey, you don't make assumptions because you don't. Like, no. So, I'm just going to divine all of them. Fuck it. We'll just do all 22 at that point. Who even gives a fuck? Tails. No. Yeah, trying to divine Amon's pathway. We're going to go through all of them. And, the ones that, so... Next is... okay, I know the... Okay, this is the apothecary pathway. It better not be. I'm going to lose my fucking mind. Oh, fuck off. Apothecary? Are you kidding me with this? Is he of the sailor pathway? Fuck off. I'm not counting this. Sailor. Heads. So 1 in 22 are my chances of getting this right. If they're like, If I get this right by some fucking miracle, that would be the craziest thing that has ever happened in humanity. What in the actual fuck? Like, I don't know if anything crazier in the history of humanity would ever have happened than if I get this. Is he have the spectator pathway? Oh, how many? Look at this. How do you get sideways this often? This is crazy. You have this. No, not the spectator pathway. Okay. Is he of the bard pathway? This is what I personally would have thought he was before I would have thought either bard, secret suppliant, or monster. Those are the three that come to mind. Tails, not the bard. The reason I would have thought bard is because obviously the Amon family are successors of the ancient sun god. Ancient gods, whatever that was. Is he of the savant pathway? No, thank God. Savant is dog shit. Is he of the lawyer pathway? No. Is he of the apprentice pathway? No. Is he of the assassin pathway? Yes. But he's not a fucking girl. So you know what? We're putting that one as a no, I'm gonna put it as true anyway. Even though it can't be assassin. I know it can't be. But we're gonna leave it anyway. Fuck it, why not? Is he of the warrior pathway? Possibly. Is he of the prisoner pathway? That would be cool. He's not, but that would be cool. Oh my god. How many heads have I gotten in a row? That's like 3 in a row. That's kind of nuts. Is he of the criminal pathway? 4 in a row? That's kind of nuts. Hold on. Watch this. The one that I think he is going to be of tails. Is he of the monster pathway? Yeah, fuck you. Called it. Is he of the secret suppliant pathway? Maybe. Ooh. Secret suppliant. Okay, so at least one of my guesses is still in. It said no to monster and it said no to bard. So my only guess that's still in is secret suppliant. Is he of the hunter pathway? No. Is he of the corpse collector pathway? Fuck off. Corpse collector. Thank you. He's not a fucking corpse collector. Is he of the reader pathway? Oh, he could be a reader. He has a monocle. Really? Like, how many times would you flip a coin? Would you have to flip a coin to get sideways twice in a row? What the fuck? Like, the number would have to be like quadrillions. He's not of the reader pathway. Planter. Is he of the planter pathway? Come on. Come on. I'm gonna be here for hours. Kill me. Is he of the marauder pathway? True. Is he of the mystery prior pathway? This is the last one. True. Okay. So let me just pull this up then here for you guys. Okay. So. Okay. So next round is Sleepless, Apothecary, Sailor, Assassin, which doesn't make any fucking sense, Warrior, Prisoner, Criminal, Secret Suppliant, Corpse Collector, Marauder, and Mystery Prior. Those are the ones that are in, okay? So I'm just gonna get rid of all the other ones because it just gets confusing as fuck for me. Okay. Okay, so there's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh my god, 11 out of 22? What the fuck? Yes, I know. Demoness pathway, I'm aware. But fuck it, why not, right? Hey, we don't judge too harshly over here, okay? We don't judge. We do a lot of things, but we don't judge around here. Is he of the sleepless pathway? Once again. Heads. Still in. Is he of the apothecary pathway? Fuck off. Apothecary. Still in. That's crazy. Sailor. Sailor's gone. Bye, Alger, you dumb bitch. Assassin, please get rid of this one. Oh, for fuck's sakes, come on. If Assassin wins, I'm gonna stop streaming. I can't. Is he of the warrior pathway? Nope. Is he of the warrior pathway? Nope, warrior's gone. Is he of the prisoner pathway? Oh, come on. Prisoner. Prisoner's gone. Is he of the criminal pathway? Criminal's in. Is he of the secret suppliant pathway? Is he of the secret suppliant pathway? Secret suppliant's gone. All of my top 3 guesses are gone. I fucking hate this place. I'm almost certain these all of these are fucking wrong. Okay. Is he of the corpse collector pathway? Gone. Is he of the marauder pathway? Yes. Is he of the mystery prior pathway? Mystery prior. Heads. Okay. Now, the 5 that are remaining. Look at the memes channel. I will do it. I'll do it as soon as I'm done. Okay. Now, the 5 remaining are Sleepless, Apothecary, Assassin, Criminal, Marauder, Mystery Prior. Do I think he's any of them? Fuck no. But, fuck it. We're all the way here, so we're doing this bitch to the end, okay? Is he of the Sleepless pathway? Tails. Sleepless is gone. Bye, bitch. Is he of the Apothecary pathway? Apothecary. Tails. Apothecary's gone. Fucking all of them are gonna be gone. Is he of the assassin pathway? No, please get rid of assassin, please. Is he of the assassin pathway? Oh, come on. Is he of the assassin pathway? 3 sideways in a row. Get me the... Oh, God, someone... someone take this piece of shit fucking app off. Oh my God, I'm so done. 3 sideways in a row? Oh, thank God. Assassin, get the fuck out of here. Oh my God, thank God. Is he of the criminal pathway? Criminal still in. Is he of the marauder pathway? Marauder still in. Is he of the mystery prior Nope, not what I meant to do. Is he of the mystery prior pathway? No, fuck, what am I doing? Ah. Is he of the mystery prior pathway? Come on. Mystery prior's gone. And now there are 2. Oh my God. Stop. Wait, you know why I'm angry? 3 weeks ago I almost understood the answer. You're gonna take a look at the corresponding chapter to find the name of the pathway, but now I'm here. Dude, probably. Like, before I was gone, yeah, probably. I probably remember. I knew. And I told you I was gonna... Oh, man. I knew I was gonna forget stuff. This is just more annoying. He's not criminal or marauder. I know this. Like, the options are gone. I mean, I guess I'll take a marauder. But this is crazy. Is he of the criminal pathway? Fucking criminal's gone. If marauder can get a tail, if marauder can get heads, it wins. Even if marauder doesn't get heads, in my head, it's the only one remaining. It just wins. He is indeed of the marauder pathway. That is the absolute cinema. Everything else is gone. The marauder is the all that remains. Absolute cinema, boys. Yeah, it was Head's username. Yeah. Marauder is the only one through sheer fucking divination that made it through. No, Dr. Z, I don't want to know. I almost certainly know it's not false. Divination. Actually, no. So no. Oh, I see. Oh, I see. Okay. No, I'm so sorry, Milos and Ramiro. I'm really sorry. I have to know. Is he of the marauder pathway? He's not. I know he is not. So, and plus, that doesn't give me any information when they say no anyway, because it'll be 21 other pathways he could be. So it's kind of whatever. Okay, fuck it. Okay. Oh, this is so cooked. What the fuck? Is he my... I'm not answering that one. Memes channel. Oh, I see. There we go. When... Oh, if he did, I would have sent it. Oh, what's up, user? What's up, Milosh? Oh my god, that is so cooked. Do I want to know the average success rate? Yeah, sure, Dr. Z, why not? That won't give me any information. Yeah, please. Okay, dope. SS, yeah. Higher than 60 or you can tell me if you know the number, you can tell me the number. If you just have a rough idea, you can just tell me greater or lower than 60. Either if you have the number, the number is good. Why Amon is best waifu? What the fuck? Oh my god. Should I count the tournament as one divination or many? Just count it as one. Just count it as one. That's otherwise you'd be counting something approximating like 50 divinations. It would throw off my numbers into fucking oblivion. Oh god. That was pretty good. All right. 80%? No shot. Wait, actually? That's based. What the fuck? 80%. Dude. Oh my god. Maybe I'm an actual seer. What the fuck? Easy. Thanks for popping by, man. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I'm back. So now it's time to get back to reading this. Switch to seer pathway. Dude, if that number's actually real, that is nutsy. There's no fucking shot. Klein's fucking divinations aren't accurate that often. No, come on, that's awesome. Oh, no, there's no shot. It's higher, dude. I like. Oh, change your pathway in easy service. No, I like the devil trigger, so I'm gonna stick to that. Fuck it, why not? My favorite pathway is still criminal. Don't get me wrong. The fact that I may have been born with like a half a sequence of the seer pathway, whatever, but I'm not. But my favorite is and will always be will be criminal. So you know what? Fuck it, we go with that one. Let me. What was it? Tools. Okay, so since we spent so long, oh yeah, no, I mean the criminal pathway. Fuck that username. I don't know shit about the monster pathway right now. I literally know nothing about it. I know like 3 pathways. I know like 3 sequences in it, which are really cool. The names are cool as fuck. Don't get me wrong, but like I don't know what they do. Where's the monster pathway? Where's the monster pathway? Come on, go up. Where is it? Yeah. So like. I know these, but like I don't know. This is what I know. Like monster 7 lucky. What the fuck did I just do? Monster 7 lucky 1 5 winner 2 soothsayer 1 snake of mercury. That shit is hard as fuck. Okay, snake of mercury is so good. I don't know anything about it. Okay, Dr. Z, you can't even. Okay, don't say reader to me. Okay, I can't even like just no. Okay. In time, I may grow to like Monster. I just know nothing about it right now. That's crazy. We all know Marauder is the best. Marauder did win the tournament, so I don't actually know. When you reach volume 7, you'll know Reader is the best. I don't know when I'm gonna reach a volume 7. Okay, it might be in like 6 years. I don't. Who even knows? Yeah, that's kind of crazy. Yeah, there's no shotties of that pathway. That's so cooked. My guesses are Amon is either of Secret Suppliant because they thought Shepherd might be betraying them, and if they're gonna betray them, might be of the Bard because the little son wants to save the land forbidden by gods, and he's trying to do so through the sun pathway. So maybe that's one of them. Or he's of the monster pathway. Those are the 3. until a few days ago. Yeah, dude, I can't remember. Yeah, the only reason I remember Planter is because I made so much fun of it when the first name came out. I was like, dude, Planter. The ones I made most fun of was Lawyer, Reader, and Planter, and Apothecary, I guess. Because, like, dude, Apothecary and Lawyer are just like jobs. Like, you can get those without taking potions. You can just like go to school and be that. That's ridiculous. Okay. Reader is just, dude, like, I always prefer like melee combat style. Okay, even in like games or whatever, I never choose like distance, or I never choose like mages or shit. Okay, that's all garbage. So Reader, gone. Ugh, get it away from me. Planter, I don't even know what that means. Like, I don't know if I know anything about the Planter pathway right now. School Life of Thought possesses the Planter pathway and Apothecary. That's fine. Planter pathway owned by the School Life School of Thought. I know nothing about it. That literally sounds awful. We gotta talk about Volume 2. Yeah, sounds good, man. I should hopefully be done in like a week's time. If we can, we'll talk whenever we can both find a decent time that works for both of us. I'd love that. It's awesome. Yeah. Because I'll reach 400 today probably. Yeah, on average, I try to get through somewhere between 15 and 20 chapters a day, give or take. I do 2 streams. I try to get through like between 7 and 9 chapters each on them. So, like, I should be done in like 4 or 5 days realistically. But, you know, just in case if I have to take a day off or something comes up or whatever. One of these days I need to drive out to city nearby because I need to grab some shit. So I don't know what... I might miss the morning stream and stuff. So, but yeah, we'll... it's the earliest you can go live. Yeah, because like, it feels like, I think generally you go live around 7-ish my time, give or take. But you're also on the East Coast, so you're at the very, I don't know the number, but like 3 or 4 hours behind me. So for you, it's probably like 2, 3, 4 that you're going live. Like, it's relatively early. Yeah, okay. All in all, thank you so much, everyone, for a fantastic stream. I think we'll leave it there. I'm gonna, yeah, we're on different, yeah, exactly. I'm gonna leave it there because I think we're at 3.5-ish hours right now, and I need to go pick up my niece from school in a little bit. So, and I need to grab some food. So, thank you so much, everyone. I forgot. You said next stream when? Give or take in 9 hours, Dr. Z. A little bit under 9 hours. It'll be 11 o'clock my time. As I'll give you guys a heads up. My sleep schedule feels okay now. Like, I don't feel sleepy as fuck. So I shouldn't fall asleep tonight. So it should be at that time as standard. All right. Thank you so much, everyone. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Thanks for popping by, Easy. I really appreciate it. Hope you have a great rest of your stream in a couple of hours. And I'll talk to you soon, buddy. Thanks, guys.